take none of your fooling around. I ain't gonna take none of your putting me down. I put a spell on you. Because you're mine. Oh, yeah, yeah. It's the NBA on TNT tonight. It's the NBA on TNT tonight. It's the NBA on TNT tonight. Yeah.
It's playoff time at the Compaq Center in Houston, Texas, with another full house expected. Already tonight, the San Antonio Spurs have steamrolled the Minnesota Timberwolves and take a 2-1 lead there. And for the Houston Rockets here on the brink of elimination, they need a win to stay alive in the series against the Los Angeles Lakers.
Hey, we can forget all the stuff the coaches said. We can forget all the damn pep talk. We just got to win the game.
That's right. That's right. 1, 2, 3, Rockets! It's Game 3. These are the playoffs on TNT tonight. The Los Angeles Lakers take on the Houston Rockets. And a pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rockin' Houston, where tonight the Rockets have got to win to stay alive. The Los Angeles Lakers are arguably right now playing the best of any playoff team in the NBA, using a suffocating defense and a crisp ball movement offense that has produced 2 consecutive wins over the Rockets. If the Rockets are to stay alive tonight, they'll need a huge game from their all-world center, Hakeem Olajuwon.
We're going to try to go out and not get him into situations where he's vulnerable, and he's got to be careful in that situation. And then I just might change some matchups and maybe a early substitution.
And as always, I'm with Glen Doc Rivers. And Doc, you take a look at Olajuwon, one of the big 3 along with Barkley and Pippen. They all have got to perform.
If they don't, they're going to lose and go home, and they must play well. Scottie Pippen shooting 25% is just not good enough. You look at his other numbers, you know, he's second in rebound, he leads the team in assists, but he's shooting 25%, not getting involved enough. I think they have to do a better job there. I think the 2 keys here is Olajuwon has to stay out of foul trouble, and Barkley must draw a double team. Right now, they're guarding them one-on-one, and that's not good enough.
And guarding guys like Shaquille O'Neal, and that is very, very difficult because O'Neal is one of the big 3 for the LA Lakers.
Yeah, and you look at the big 3, I think we should say big 4 because Derek Fisher right now is having himself a great series. And the thing you should look at in these numbers is field goal percentage. Everybody is above 50. You know, everyone talks about the Rockets right now and their offense. They have to stop the Lakers. The Lakers are all shooting over 50%. And Robert Horry is another guy we should mention. He's holding Barkley one-on-one. If he can do that, everyone else can stay home, and that will affect the Rockets' offense.
All kinds of stories tonight, and all Houstonians have come out, including Astros second baseman Craig Biggio. Buckle up, it's the Rockets and Lakers next on TNT.
Welcome back to the NBA playoffs. Right now on TBS, the Indiana Pacers and Milwaukee Bucks. Late in the first quarter, it was once a 12-4 Indiana lead. Milwaukee has come back right on them. Now it's a 2-point game, 27-25, Indiana leading the Bucks. Also, what's going on tonight, Philadelphia taking a 2-1 lead over Orlando, 97-85. Iverson, 10 steals, has 33 points as the Sixers cruise past the Magic. And in Minnesota tonight, Game 3 between the Timberwolves and the San Antonio Spurs. Minnesota goes home and falls flat. San Antonio wins it 85-71. Avery Johnson, a big game, 24 points, 6 assists, hit 12 out of 15 from the floor. They got some weapons, and Avery Johnson picking a great time to play well, guys.
Well, yeah, he should. He should. You know, they're doubling off of him, leaving him wide open. Avery needs to knock down jumpers. Today he did that, and look what happened. They won easily.
I talked to Avery throughout the year, and especially during the playoffs, and his main concern was saying that people are leaving him so wide open that he cannot miss these shots, and it makes it much more easy. He said when people play him straight up, then it's a little bit more difficult, but this is like shooting practice for him, and so he can knock down these shots. He's an NBA player, and so he can knock down open shots.
San Antonio wins at 85-71. The winner of that series gets the winner of the game you're about to see. That series, the Lakers and the Houston Rockets. They're playing Game 3 tonight here on TNT at the Compaq Center. Shaquille O'Neal and the Lakers in position for a sweep of the first-round series. It's coming up next on TNT.
The NBA playoffs on TNT, brought to you by American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, American Express helps you do more. By Nextel. You've never used a phone like this before. Call 1-800-NEXTEL-9. By Armor All Protectant. It keeps your car looking new every time you wash. And by Circuit City. Answers in every department. Low prices all over the store.
Twilight in Texas. These are the NBA playoffs on TNT tonight from Houston. It's the Houston Rockets against the Los Angeles Lakers, who start Fisher and Bryant in the backcourt. Both have been spectacular the first two games. Rice, O'Neal, and J.R. Reed, the power forward. The Rockets, the rookies, start again. Mobley and Dickerson. With Pippen, who's coming off an 0-of-7 game. Olajuwon, who is 3 of 10. Barkley had 19 points and 13 rebounds. Let's send it over to Scott Hastings.
Kevin, we've all seen how well the Los Angeles Lakers has played in the first two games of the playoffs, and you could throw out all the reasons you want. There's only one real reason, and that's the improved play from the regular season, anyway, of Shaquille O'Neal. He's averaging 1 more point, but more importantly, he's averaging 3 more assists a game in the playoffs. Why? For the first time in his career, he's playing with a legitimate two-guard. I'm talking about a threat that can go outside behind the three-point line and fill it up, and that guy's name is Glen Rice. He's shooting 62% from the field, and that's the reason Shaquille O'Neal is better now than he was even in the regular season. Kevin?
All right, Scott, thank you very much. One of the things that Shaquille O'Neal, Doc, is doing so well is running the floor.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is they're finding him. I think he's been running the floor. Look at here in the spot shadow. You see him running. You see Hakeem Olajuwon behind him. If O'Neal gets positioned like this in the middle of the paint, then there's nothing Olajuwon or the Rockets can do. They must make an adjustment.
In this series, he's been dominant. In fact, many people think that Shaq, Doc, is playing the best basketball of his career right now.
Yeah, and what it shows you, and this is exactly what Scott Hastings was talking about, Shaq's been a great player since he's come in this league. But when you keep surrounding him with better players, i.e. Glen Rice and Kobe Bryant, it makes you even more dominant.
Wonderful crew tonight. Ronnie Nunn, Bennett Salvatore, and Don Vaden. The Rockets and the Lakers, game 3, and they'll jump it again. In game 2, the starters and the bench, very important, but the Lakers starters were dominant.
Yeah, they were. And, Rudy Tomjanovich just talked about it. He said the Lakers came out like they were chewing on nails, and we came out like it was a day on the beach. We have to turn that around.
Barkley inside, double team, rebounded inside by the point guard, Derek Fisher. And he'll come the other way for Los Angeles. In the opening minutes, faces the second-round pick out of Rhode Island, Cuttino Mobley. Fisher to Reed, brings out Barkley, who now will double with Shaq down low. Outside Kobe, who thought about the 3, feeds to Rice, shot clock at 4. Reed and Barkley, shot clock at 1. Reed beats the buzzer.
And every time he scores, that's a bonus or gravy.
Because they are not counting on him to score at all.
See, 2 early adjustments. One, Scottie Pippen on the post. They're going to do that a little bit more. And when Charles Barkley gets it, he's going to go right away. He's not going to wait for the double team. He understands he has to establish himself on the defensive end.
Kobe with a gashing move inside on the Rockets defense.
That's the other thing that Kobe Bryant and the Lakers have done a much better job of. They don't really run plays for Kobe right now. It's either Glen Rice or Shaq, but Kobe is actually scoring more points.
Barkley and Reed inside. Barkley on the low post where he thrives. Up to Mobley for a 3.
You see what Barkley did? He grabbed it and he went. He was not waiting. When he gets in that paint, then they're going to double team. He draws a double team, they get an open three.
And Doc, he's a great passer out of those doubles.
Yeah, and they talk about the young guys from the Rockets and Scottie Pippen not scoring. I think the reason is if Barkley's not going to draw double teams, they're going to have a hand in their face.
Kobe takes it in, scoops it up.
Offense.
And it's on.
Yeah, and they're just going to call hooking. And this is the other way they're going to try to get Scottie Pippen involved. They know if he can get down to the post, he can always get his shot over Kobe Bryant. I think Kobe Bryant is a tough matchup for Scottie Pippen. Usually there's nobody that can guard him at his size and quickness. Kobe can do that. Kobe might be quicker and more athletic.
Barkley to Olajuwon. They bring O'Neal out to cover him. Shot clock is at 7. And Hakeem drives. The ball knocked away, and it's off the Rockets.
That's just poor spacing. And what happened there is Charles Barkley never left the paint, so that enabled J.R. Reed to stay and help. You see here, Charles Barkley is standing there. There's no driving lanes. If you're going to ISO Hakeem Olajuwon, you have to give him some space.
Here comes the shifty Fisher. Off to Shaq with a great pass.
What a pass.
And he's been doing it all series.
And shooting.
Dickerson finds Barkley, who thought he was fouled. There's no call. Rice the other way. Glen Rice has been a steady influence through the first 2 games. And Reed missing from outside. Here comes Scottie Pippen, and they like it when he handles the ball at court.
Yeah, they like that better because he gets the ball up quickly. You look at this, it's 17 seconds, and Barkley has it in the post.
And with a nice hesitation on Reed, who bit the fake, he still can't hit. And the Rockets have started the game 1 of 6 from the field.
Yeah, and Barkley got the shot off, but there was no double team. Now, if there's no double team, he's going to have to score, or there's going to continue to be no double team.
There's Shaq, who is doubled. Mobley came in front. In back of him, he had Hakeem Olajuwon. And the foul is on Hakeem, much to the dismay of Rudy Tomjanovich.
Yeah, you can see the double team here, and they're going to have to try to protect Olajuwon. And the reason Olajuwon is upset here, he committed the foul, but they thought that O'Neal committed the foul on the play before.
Bryant behind the back into Dickerson, up and off, and the rebound lassoed by Bryant gets him a fresh 24. Rice from 3 drills it home.
Rudy Tomjanovich is going to call a quick timeout. Reason being, Kobe Bryant right now is beating Coutinho Mobley or Dickerson off the dribble, and they can't have that.
Olajuwon is the guy that the Rockets needed a big game from, and he's already got a foul here early in the game.
The fouls will be an issue in this game.
I'm not taking in the opening minutes with 8:41 to play in the first quarter. Lakers by 6. Doc Rivers, Hakeem Olajuwon has certainly struggled in the first 2 games of this series.
Yeah, and he struggled because of fouls. You look at the numbers and you look at the free throw attempts. I think everything is affected the point that he's not been on the floor. And it's not just fouls, they're early fouls. In both games, he's picked up 2 quick fouls. That makes him sit on the bench early in the game, and it really knocks him out of rhythm.
And the numbers so far, 17% shooting for the Houston Rockets and over 66% for the Los Angeles Lakers, with rebounding in back of their early start. And the delay here is they had some antics going on with some of the mascots, and there's debris on the floor. As you see, Indiana and Milwaukee in a close game. With Indiana in overtime the other night, Philadelphia beating Orlando, and the Sixers have a 2-1 lead there. Game 4 Saturday. And it was all San Antonio by 14 up in Minneapolis. Here's Pippen on the perimeter, picked up by Bryant. Mobley inside to Hakeem. The shake, the bake, the hook won't go. The rebound by Fisher. Horrible beginning on the shooting front for the Rockets as Fisher takes it the other way. 14% for Houston. Fisher for 3, and it was Fisher who got him lit early in the first quarter in game 2.
Right now, the Lakers are getting every loose ball. And now that's the 2nd foul on Hakeem Olajuwon, unless they're going to give that to Mobley. See, another early foul, and that was just an effort play. The Lakers wanted the ball more on that loose ball. They came up with it, And due to that, now Olajuwon is out again. So the third game in this series have started out exactly like the first two. And if you're Rudy Tomjanovich and the Rockets, that's not good news.
Horrible news. And shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't the veteran Olajuwon have this upper hand against the youngster O'Neal?
No, because of size. He's just too big. I mean, when you have that much size, O'Neal's going to put you in foul trouble. I think what they wanted to do is try to protect Olajuwon before O'Neal got into his moves. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to do that.
J.R. Reed with some free throws. He now has 4. And again, you said from an unlikely source, and that's just gravy for the Lakers.
Yeah, and he's a scorer, but not with this team.
Right. There is a pecking order on this ball club as Reed will bump and grind on Barkley. Another Houston miss. They have started the game 1 of 8.
And, you know, the key again, and I'm going to keep hitting on this, is Barkley. Because if he's not going to be able to score one-on-one, then the other guys aren't going to be able to get their shots off. And right now, Kobe Bryant is thinking, I can do whatever I want to do. You're wondering why Scottie Pippen is not guarding Kobe Bryant. Well, he has to guard Glen Rice.
Right. He's 2 of 3. And there's Mobley inside to Pippen. First time he's really made an aggressive move inside.
Nice adjustment. And Rudy told me before the game, this is something he was going to do. He said this is the one thing he really hasn't used Pippen in is throwing him down in the post. He said if they're going to throw down and give the ball to O'Neal and get our Olajuwon in foul trouble, well, we're going to try to get Kobe Bryant in foul trouble. And it might work.
33-year-old Scottie Pippen has never really looked comfortable in this offense throughout the season.
No, he really hasn't. But again, you look at their numbers. They're top in the league in scoring this year. He's doing a lot of other things for this team. But they need him to shoot better. He might not score 18 points, but he has to shoot a better percentage than 25%. But Kobe Bryant has to go out of the game now because of the post-up by Scottie Pippen.
This free throw there, 13-4 the Lakers. Led by 10, up now by 9, and here comes Fisher, who's been a great story in this first round as Rice connects from outside.
Boy, if you get caught going over top on a player like Glen Rice and he catches it, it's too late. Scottie Pippen tried to go over top in that play.
Mobley trying to penetrate off balance, and he can't hit. Pippen is there, vacuums up the rebound, lost it inside, still fighting and gets it in.
See, Scottie Pippen is coming with some fight tonight, and he's coming to play offense. He's being more aggressive. I think that's important for the Rockets.
Pippen's first field goal since early fourth quarter of game 1. And that goes in. 7 points now for Rice. 17-6 the Lakers. Rice lunging inside on the rookie Mobley and picks up the foul. That's his first of the game.
And you can see here, watch Scottie Pippen try to go over the top. Good pick by J.R. Reed. He didn't pick him, but he moved up, and he made Scottie Pippen go a step higher than he wanted to go.
Just changing the angle is as good as a pick.
Exactly.
And it's the subtle things like that, Doc, that have made the Lakers so much better to watch now.
It really is. I mean, they're doing all the little things, and it's amazing. If you've seen this team 2 weeks ago, you didn't think this was possible.
Antoine Carr is in for Olajuwon on the bench with a couple of fouls. Missing right there. The Rockets have started 2 of 12. Lakers 7 of 10. Fisher hits O'Neal. Shaq with 2, but he's done so much away from the ball. Carr bullies him up on the block. Shaq can't hit. Rebound by Barkley. Shaq goes down. 5-on-4. Pippen to Carr. Steamrolls inside.
Nice job on the defensive end by Antoine Carr, and then nice job running the floor, getting the bucket.
Five and a half to play in the first quarter. Rick Fox is in for the first time. He'll launch one from the baseline. Rebound O'Neal. Shoved by Carr off balance. Nonetheless, O'Neal connects with the hook.
See, that's when you hear stuff like superstars get the calls. Shaquille O'Neal is fouled every time he touches the ball. And he fouls back sometimes also. Right. So you can't call everything on O'Neal.
Lakers now tied their biggest lead up 19-8. Good pass. Carr to Barkley.
Yes. Great recognition. The impressive part of that was Carr knew where Barkley was before he even caught the ball.
And a quick turnover here by the Lakers as they were going the other way. Fisher turns it over. It's the second turnover for the Lakers. Rockets still without a mistake in that category, yet they have not hit. They're 4 of 14. Pippen outside, a small glance at Carr, who sets the screen. O'Neal with a flash of defense, and Pippen from outside with the rebound, controlled again by the point guard Fisher. And he already has claimed 3 in the lane.
And usually all that is, he's staying at the elbow and he's waiting for the ball to drop. That means that the Lakers are blocking out very well.
Ball rotation to Rice.
What a play.
Slithering inside. Mobley knocked it away. Pippen fronted the pass so beautifully, spins, and a charge. Fisher is down, the third-year guard from Arkansas Little Rock, but gets up woozily after this play.
Well, he leads the league in trying to take charges. He definitely leads the Lakers. I thought this was a pretty good call. Actually, I thought the whistle was late. I didn't think they were going to make a call at all.
The catch on that play by Pippen was nice because he contorted his body, Doc, while airborne, just to block out the defense that was converging on the pass.
Yeah, and the pass is probably what led to the offensive foul.
No foul there. Down goes Mobley. Foul called on Mobley.
Mobley has to be careful. You know, I think he's doing a nice job. And what I think he was trying to do, he believes that Fisher just flopped, so he's going to try to flop back. He did it twice, but he's a rookie.
Spoken like a guy who's flopped himself in the past, huh?
I was not impressed with those.
Here comes Fox. Working on the rookie Dickerson. Nice defense by Dickerson, but he stepped out of bounds once he got a hold of the ball.
You can see the adjustment that Kurt Rambis has made, and you're thinking adjustment, they're up 2-0. But one of them, they are definitely targeting the 2 rookies offensively. They're going right at them.
And the rookies, while they thrived in game 1, struggled in game 2.
Yeah, they really did. But I think they struggled again because they didn't get many open looks.
Outside, Fisher hits Rice over Pippen, short. Here's a 3-on-4 orchestrated by Mobley, and he'll slow up and reload. With 4 to play in the first quarter. Pippen on Rice. Ducking by O'Neal. Outside for Dickerson, who can score. Here's Carr. O'Neal comes up on him. Great move by Carr to get open. And he gets his own miss. And he'll try it again over O'Neal. And again he misses.
Good effort. Good effort. That will pay off if he can continue that. But look at O'Neal. See, he's going to run the middle of the floor. You have to get there. Rockets got a great break.
Barkley the other way. Outside Pippen launching a 3. Scottie can't buy a basket to save his life.
And you can see that one. He thought that was in all the way.
He's one of his last 12 and 1 of 5 tonight.
Now I want you to look at Shaquille O'Neal, and he's right here. Take a look and watch him run the floor. Someone has to put a body on him. But look where Scottie Pippen. He has Rice or O'Neal. Someone else has to get back.
O'Neal picked up the foul. That is his first of the game. Hakeem Olajuwon is on the bench, and he's got 2. And the rebounding advantage to the Lakers, and that has helped them. Rockets out there with Carr. Sam Mack is off the bench. He led them in scoring in game 2 with 20. Barkley, Coutinho, Mobley, and Pippen will inbound.
Well, you knew Mack would come in early. And now they're going to go to Barkley again. Barkley has to at least score because he's not drawing double teams. Look at this, how wide open it is for him.
Barkley will plow inside and get it to go. And he could do that all night.
A couple more of those, you get double teams, and then everyone else will get wide open shots.
Lakers have led by 11, up now 19-12. The lead is 7 with about 3 minutes to play here in the first quarter with Scott Hastings and Doc Rivers, Kevin Harlan, and a Los Angeles timeout. They need Barkley, the Rockets do, to thrive tonight.
I mean, look at all the space Barkley has all day. And if he's going to take advantage of this and score a couple more of these, other guys will get involved for the Rockets.
Lakers by 7, timeout.
I'm going to guard him a lot more. Probably. The thing I try to do, I just try to push him. Key's not a physical player. Okay, that's a problem, and you have to be physical against Shaq. You see Antoine Carr's had some success against him. The thing with Shaq is you just have to be physical with him. Hakeem has always been a finesse player, and if you don't just push Shaq as hard as you can and push him all the time, he's going to be tough. And that's just a problem.
Yeah, but being physical with Shaq is very tough because he's so big.
Derek Harper right off the bench and taking the place as starter Derek Fisher. Hits that one. Let's set the Laker lineup because Robert Horry has joined Rice, O'Neal, and Fox.
And right when Barkley scored on that last play, Kurt Rambis calls a timeout, and they go with Horry. See, Horry's long, and that's the difference. You know, the other guys, J.R. Reed is playing a nice job, but once Barkley gets to the bucket, he's able to get his shot off. Now, Barkley can get great position on Horry also, but then Horry is able, because he's so long, to at least change Barkley's shot.
Horry, a former Rocket who was here back in the championship seasons in the mid-90s, picks up the foul. As you take a look at Charles Barkley, who almost retired after last year. His buddy Michael Jordan said stick around when Scottie Pippen joined the team. They had a thing called the Breakfast Club where they work out early in the morning together.
Yeah, and hopefully they have the same results. At least that's what Charles Barkley wants. It has worked very well for Scottie Pippen because he has 6 rings.
Well, Horry told us the other day that he thinks Barkley is much more sturdy now, more muscle as opposed to a couple years ago when there was a little bit more baby fat.
You're saying he was fat. Now the weight, is that what you're saying?
Trying to be nice. But Horry is long, and he's been good. As you see other scores, the Spurs by 14 over Minnesota.
That's a big win, too. That's a huge win. I think the Spurs came out and played that old Spurs basketball they played earlier in the year or in the middle of the year with great defense.
2.5. Here comes Fox. He was a starter a year ago. Now comes off the bench. Rice, who was acquired in a midseason trade with Charlotte. Shot clock at 9. Horry tries to drive. Barkley got a hand on it. Carr is on the floor and calls wisely a timeout. Great presence of mind.
Yeah, you know, Antoine Carr is giving them some good minutes right now. Playing with a lot of energy, and that's something they miss. Odell Harrington was the energy guy, and since he's been injured, they don't have that guy coming off the bench at that position to give him that. Carr's doing that right now.
Timeout, 21-13. Lakers on top as we send it over to Scott Hastings.
Kevin, the reason Carr is so successful, or why he's had some success with Shaquille O'Neal, here's his only job, okay? And it's very simple. When he runs the floor, he tries to meet Shaq early, stays between him and the basket. They feel if they can get Shaq angling towards the blocks early, he gives up the post position real easy. So watch when Shaq catches on the block how far Antoine can push him out. Now, here's the bad thing. If Rice starts curling off of Shaq's screens, Carr will not help because his body is going to be right up against the big fellas.
And that's exactly right, Scott. And that's why you saw the play about 2 or 3 plays ago where Rice curled and got an easy bucket. You know, you can follow Rice, but if there's going to be no bumping, then Rice is still going to get a shot. Scottie Pippen's a little frustrated with that, but he understands that's how they have to do it.
Rockets are shooting 28%. Barkley devours Horry inside, and Barkley is caught fire.
You don't know how important this is. I think every time he scores, it breaks down the Lakers' thought that they don't have to double team.
Shaq and the aforementioned Carr inside, pounding with Shaq inside, and a foul called on Carr. That'll be his first of the game.
Yeah, nice move by Barkley. He's so smart. You know, right there, he felt that Horry was leaning on him. And when you lean on a player, that means you don't have balance. Barkley understood that, went quickly. Horry could do nothing.
Quickly doubled his Shaq, flips it out to Horry, snaps it over to Harper, who hit his first, misses his second. Rebound by Barkley. Mack the other way. Fox in his way to the rack. Goes Mack. And a foul.
The other thing the Rockets are going to make an emphasis on doing tonight is pushing the ball up the court. They need to get easy buckets.
Well, they feel, Doc, as they said a couple days ago to us in Los Angeles, if the tempo is generated on offense, it seems to bring and aliven their defense.
Well, defense is the key, you know, and that's all we've talked about basically is the Rockets' offense. 99.5 is what they're averaging in this series. So they're scoring points. But the problem is the other team they're playing is averaging 105 points.
Mack missing. Earlier tonight in the East, Iverson with 33 and 10 steals in the game, which is a playoff record. Game 4 Saturday. Orlando led the East most of the season, Doc, and now they're struggling.
Yeah, and it's amazing because when you look at the Sixers, one thing they do have, they have great athletes and running the floor, but offensively, it's Iverson and everybody else.
37-year-old Derek Harper. He played with Orlando a season ago. Looking for Rice. Pippen is on him. Good hook pass into O'Neal. Held and shackled by Carr.
That's the other thing Antoine Carr can do. See, Olajuwon has to worry about his fouls when he's guarding because they know, he knows that they need him offensively. Antoine Carr, you throw him in and say, use your fouls. Use your fouls. play physical, and if you get 3 fouls, we'll take you out. We'll bring Stanley Roberts in, and we'll tell him to do the same thing.
Sakar is gone, and Roberts will come in. Roberts has always had to deal with weight problems. In fact, when he got on the scale the other day, he said, come back when you're alone.
Oh, that's not very nice. But you know what? This is the one series that the weight problem is a good problem. They need that weight.
And he has been injured most of the season.
Really has, and never been in great shape. But against Shaq, it's all about having a big body.
There's Kurt Rambis, took over midseason for Del Harris, who was fired about 14, 15 games in. Had to deal with a lot of things, including the Dennis Rodman problem, the trade with Charlotte, but it's been over the last 2.5 to 3 weeks where this team has found a groove. They've won 6 consecutive games, and if they win tonight, they sweep the first round over Houston.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. I was talking to Robert Horry. He said this team reminds him a lot of the second time that the Rockets won it when Clyde Drexler came in and they struggled early on, just like when Glen Rice came in and they struggled.
Mobley, shot clock showing 4. Matt with 3. Rebounded by O'Neal. Just under 1 minute to play in the first quarter.
Oh, look at this.
Harper, again, he's come off the bench and gone 2 of 3 from the field.
Wow. You have to guard the basketball. That's the first key. And no one ever picked up Derek Harper. He was surprised.
Well, he's told you before, he can't believe all the time he's got on the perimeter. They double Pippen.
Oh, nice pass.
To Barkley,
nice
what a pass by Scottie Pippen.
See, the first post-up, Scottie scored, and now they have to worry about him down there because he's caused 2 fouls.
Horry drove, stripped to the ball. Here comes Pippen. Rockets have numbers. Scottie in the open floor. To the right.
Oh, my.
The Rockets within 4.
Look where Shaq caught the ball.
Way outside his realm, but he makes that
still got it
great
to the bucket.
drive, detonating off the dribble, and comes in for 2, and the foul on Roberts.
See, this is the guy they are double-teaming because he's causing fouls and getting deep. The problem with double-teaming Pippen is very similar to double-teaming Barkley. He can pass. And look at this. Wow. When you have big hands, you can do that.
The Pippen of old.
Yes.
I've always criticized him here this year about not aggressively attacking the basket as Shaq hits a free throw and completes the 3-point play.
And, you know, I think that's such a cop-out when people say that because it's tough to attack the basket when Barkley and Olajuwon are standing in your way when you're trying to. So that's one of the things that Rudy is trying to do is run a little bit more because he knows that Scottie Pippen can beat everybody down the court. Back to the post.
Trying to beat the buzzer. Barkley with the tap, and it will not count. They wipe it away. In an entertaining first quarter, it saw Olajuwon pick up 2 fouls, and the Rockets shoot 33%. They missed one here at the buzzer.
Yeah, been good call by the officials. Definitely after the buzzer.
Lakers shoot 55%. O'Neal with 8. And at the end of 1, it's Los Angeles by 7. Glistening Houston, Texas. These are the playoffs on TNT tonight. From the Compaq Center with 1 quarter in the books, the Los Angeles Lakers up 2 games to none, leading 27-20 in some of the numbers from the first quarter.
And I think one of the key numbers is the turnovers. Rudy Tomjanovich is saying the Lakers are going to score, but we don't want them taking advantage of us off the break. You know what we're laughing at? Derek Harper coming out before that play just looked over to us and said, I'm going to take over the game, and he just takes it to the bucket.
Well, Fox just took down Pippen inside and draws the foul. And that's the second on Rick Fox of the Lakers.
So right now, Scottie Pippen still not shooting the ball well, but he's causing problems down on the post. So you talk about adjustments early, what the Rockets are going to do. One of the things they're doing, they're running more, they're not turning the ball over, and they're using Scottie Pippen down on the post.
Olajuwon is in. Rooks is on Olajuwon. Shaq is on the bench. Pippen working on Fox. Plenty of time to shoot. Here's Matt, the Olajuwon screen. It was tapped by Hakeem out of bounds. The ball ricochets off the Rockets.
Now they have to protect Hakeem Olajuwon right now. Shaq's not in. They can't get him an early or quick or dumb foul.
Hakeem has not scored yet. Harper's in with Fox, Rooks. Ori, and here comes Bryant with the fake on Harrington, the drive inside, and a whistle blown, and it's going to be on L.A. inside as they try to go for it, and Kobe is tagged.
Yeah, nice adjustment by Scottie Pippen. Help, gets the block. And you look at the big three right now, and you see 0 points for Olajuwon. They have to get him going. And right now, with Shaq out of the game, would be pretty wise to go to him.
Brent Price is in. He had a good game, too. Into Hakeem, the spin on Rooks. They need more of that tonight with a foul right there. His first 2 in the game.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer what they were going to do. They see Shaq's not in. Rudy Tomjanovich sees that right now my big fella is not playing well, has been in foul trouble. I'm going to him, and they're going to do that all night.
So 2 fouls on Rooks, and Tomjanovich likes the fact that Hakeem is on the board as we send it over to Scott Hastings.
Kevin Doc's exactly right. In that last time out at the quarter, Rudy T drew up about 3 plays. He pointed to Olajuwon and said, Shaq is going to go out. All 3 plays designed to get Hakeem into this game offensively. Doc?
And I'm sure Olajuwon said, thank you, coach.
Here's Bryant. Ori the screen. Bryant to Ori. Rebounded inside by Othello Harrington, and for the first time in the game. Poked in the eye in game 1, played in game 2, and here he is. Missed the final couple weeks of the regular season with the foot injury and surgery as Pippen spins. Dumps it out to a wide open Olajuwon. Rebound by Scottie. The fake. He cannot
buy a basket. But right now, I tell you what, he's causing havoc defensively and on the rebounding end.
Price gets it at the other end. Price through traffic outside. Mack for the triple. It's a 3-point game in Houston.
Yeah, it's a great example right now when you look at Scottie Pippen and how he's shooting the ball. And he is, right now, I think, dominating the game for the Rockets without scoring.
Ori a 3 after Rooks got a good rebound inside the lane.
Every time a steal or extra rebound with the Lakers, either Rice or Ori or Kobe Bryant score.
And it's rebounded.
Oh, my.
Olajuwon, Harrington unsuspecting of the pass. Kobe the other way. Harper a 2-on-1. Lost it. And then Price picks him up on the perimeter. They still have plenty of time. Off an Ori screen, Fox. Rebounded by Olajuwon. Approaching 9 to play in this half. Knocked away beautifully by Kobe Bryant.
Well, that's the second time Sam Mack has thrown bad post passes. And if you do that, it kills you.
Harper has been left open on the perimeter all night long.
Amazing. And you know what that is? That's frustration right there. Scottie Pippen twice had a great post position, and both passes have pulled him off. And then the other one was to Olajuwon. So that's 3 bad post passes, and they will kill you.
Price into Harrington over Ori, and the rebound by Robert. And the Lakers have taken over with some nice defense and a couple of Laker plays that have turned the ball over from Rocket possessions as Harper off the baseline. Rebound snagged by Olajuwon. Mack the other way. They double Harrington. Rockets have passed to Price for 3.
Price played great in game 2, and he's doing it again tonight. Making the open jump shot. The key is you have to draw a double team.
Rockets have 3 threes. The Lakers have 2. Here's Kobe Bryant. Shaq again getting needed rest on the bench. Shot clock at 3. Bryant will pull up over Mack. Rebound by Scottie Pippen with those long arms.
I'm telling you, he didn't bend the floor.
Pippen to Harrington. And a foul. Rooks picks up the foul here. His 3rd.
And the shooting right now for the Rockets is starting to bring them back.
A crackling pace inside the Compaq Center. 7.5 to play in the half. Well, the primary focus of the backcourt for both teams, Doc, all 24 years or younger.
Yeah, and they talk about rookie backcourt, but when you look at the Lakers backcourt is actually younger, at least in age. Obviously, they're older in NBA experience, and the Laker backcourt has truly outplayed the Rockets backcourt.
Well, here comes Harrington at the free throw line with his first from Georgetown. As you take a look at Mack and Price in game 2, they really resuscitated Houston as much as they could.
Yeah, they really did. They came in and made open shots, and that's what they have to do. They're going to get shots if they can draw double teams. They're just going to have to make them.
Well, sometimes you got to get rest wherever you can catch it, huh?
I guess.
Lakers have never trailed. Their big lead has bloomed to 11. As Shaq is in, here's Fisher. Drilling it back inside to O'Neal, who drew a triple team and a foul called, I think, Harrington with a push. But maybe Olajuwon. Did they give it on Hakeem? His third foul.
You know who caused that foul, in my opinion? Harrington. Because he came back so late. You know, they reposted, and Harrington really didn't get down there in time. Your star player has 2 fouls. You have to protect him. Look how late he came. It's too late. Now, Olajuwon obviously reached, and you shouldn't do that, but that's what he does. If you come down and trap, that play never happens.
Here's Shaq, whose free throw shooting in the playoffs is just in the 30 percentile. He was in the 50s in the regular season. So Hakeem Olajuwon, 3 fouls in 9 minutes of play. Very similar to a couple nights ago.
Yeah, what people don't understand is, and then they say, well, why is he playing well when he's in? He has no rhythm. When you get those 2 quick fouls, you never get your rhythm. You come in the game, you're scared to pick up your 3rd foul. You usually pick it up because you're scared of that, and then you have to sit the rest of the half.
So Carr has taken the place again of the foul-prone Olajuwon. Pippen drawing traffic with a double pump, and Barkley will tap it up and in.
Pippen cannot buy a basket. Now, he's getting to the hoop, and he's causing double teams, and guys are getting second shots because of it, but he needs to make some of those.
They double him with Mack. Carr is in back of O'Neal, who flips it out to Fisher. 2-man game with the point guard. Back to Shaq. Shot clock at 9, and again they double. And digging back and forth is Price. Outside, Bryant launching a 3. Shaq took it away. Bulldozing. And fouled inside the lane.
You feel so bad for Antoine Carr on that last play.
Worked so hard.
And you can see right now Kobe trying to pick up the defense on Scottie Pippen. The problem there was Brent Price picked the ball up at half court, makes it for a tough post-entry pass.
Rockets shooting 36%, yet they trail only by 3. Inside power forward play.
And look how the court is spread. If Charles Barkley is not going to draw a double team, the Laker players will be able to stay back with the 3-point shooters of the Rockets. Horry has done a nice job. The Lakers come at the 5-second mark when they believe it can be only 1 shot. And on the perimeter, just getting a hand in the face. I think the key number here, if you look at the assists, Kevin, 22 points is nice. 11 rebounds is nice. But 2 assists, that means that Scottie Pippen, Brent Price, Sam Mack, Coutinho Mobley aren't getting shots.
When they need to get shots. There's O'Neal, who's been working on his free throw shooting of late. Struggling there as we send it over to Scott Hastings.
Just talk with the trainer for the Lakers, Gary Vitti. J.R. Reed has been out for a while. He can return and should return. He's got bursitis on his knee, which is a fluid buildup on his knee. Now, they put ice on it. They've also put a heat back on it, but there's no rush to get him back in, but he can come back in. And we'll go check on Derek Fisher and see if he's okay.
It's like a mass unit over there, isn't it?
he's waving at guys and saying, get away from me. I'm all right. Just give me a second. And you'll see the hip right here. That's always a foul. Always a foul. And you know what? That's a dangerous foul. Guys, when they stick their butts out, and not the hip, it was the butt, or when you use your shoulder, it hurts.
Doc, you're breaking new ground again.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, wow. Back, over and back in a careless Laker turnover for Coach Kurt Rambis.
Yeah, those are the little ones that really hurt you.
If I had told you the Rockets would shoot in the mid-30s and Olajuwon would have 3 fouls if they're down by just 4, would you be surprised?
Yeah, I would. So is Rudy.
Harrington, cleared for takeoff on Thella Harrington. 6 to play in the half. 2-point game. Into Shaq, and here's the Barkley-O'Neal matchup. They double him with Price. They double him again with Price. Jump ball! What defense by Brent Price?
And great defense, really, by Charles Barkley. And the key there is where he catches the ball. That's the key.
Watch Price work to get in here.
Yeah, it really has to, because he has to come out of a double team, and then they repost, so that means he has to go back to the double team. A lot of people believe if you can repost, the guy never gets back on that second time. Brent Price did.
Lakers are shooting 46%. Ori from 3, rebound Pippen, and he wants to run. Lakers back well on defense. Harrington off the bench, and down again. Harrington has sparked the Houston Rockets, giving them energy. He's got 5 in this quarter.
Who did Rudy Tomjanovich say that they missed more than anybody else? Othera Harrington's energy. He's giving it to him right now.
Here's Fisher in a tie ball game as we approach 5 minutes to play. Fisher hits it again.
That is a big bucket by Fisher. He plays so much like Maurice Cheeks. You know, Dave Wool, the assistant coach of the Lakers, was talking about that with me and Scott Hastings. And that's exactly what Cheeks would do. Might not shoot but twice, but they were huge shots.
Pippen inside with the runner. Again, it won't go. He is 2 of 10, coming off an 0 of 7 performance in game 2. Bryant is pickpocketed. 2-man game. Barkley and Mack. Mack to the rack. Barkley is there to clean it up. Fisher again took it like a man.
This is the West, right?
It is the wild, wild West.
Because this is a physical game right now. But it's physical in a strange way. It's physical in the open court.
Charles Barkley has 13 points, 6 rebounds, defending Shaquille O'Neal. If there's a leader on the team, if there is a focus of this squad, it is Sir Charles.
Yeah, and he's just doing a nice job fighting on the post.
This is the Wild West. We are tied at 38.
The NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. You don't have to live thirsty. Life is a sport. Drink it up. By Chrysler. Engineered to be great cars.
Sunday night sees Stand By Me, directed by Rob Reiner. Check it out Sunday night at 9 o'clock on TNT. Then Saturday, May 22nd, it's Little Big League. May 22nd, 8 o'clock on TNT. 4:20 to play here in the second quarter. As Olajuwon on the bench watches a miss there by O'Neal. Hakeem has got 3 fouls, and here comes Pippen out the other way. Price will work on Fisher. Houston is on an 18-9 roll over the last 6.5 minutes. Harrington, the nice fake by Reed.
Oh, my. Is he playing well offensively? People forget, when Charles Barkley went down early in the year, it was Othera Harrington putting up big numbers for the Rockets.
The Houston Rockets have their first lead since the 4th quarter of Game 1 in L.A. Harrington, 7 points, all in the second quarter. 3.5 to play in the half, and a timeout called inside. Barkley was there.
Derek Fisher is being beat up right now. I mean, look at this. But you know what? It did a nice job of flopping, but he also was hit. Charles Barkley can't waste fouls because he has to guard Olajuwon, or I'm sorry, O'Neal.
Here comes Bryant. Lobbing it off to Shaq. Back out to Kobe. A little 2-man game with Shaq. He just moved so well, staking his claim on Barkley.
You know what they're doing? Real nice job of the Lakers. Shaq's catching it, throwing it back out, and he reposts. And when he reposts, he gets deeper position. If you let Shaq get deep position, it's over.
Screen by Harrington. Here comes Price. Outside to Scottie. Moving on Bryant. And over Reed.
Oh, my.
He He's 2 of 11. Price, what a pass to Barkley.
Brent Price is putting up big effort right now.
For the second consecutive
Second game in a row.
Kobe getting some defense on him by Mack. Outside Fisher. Ball rotation to Rice. Back in the game. Hounded by Pippen defensively. Here's Fisher. Shot clock at 5. He fires and the rebound pulled down by Scottie. And they've got numbers. Pippen to Price. Into Harrington. And a foul called on Reed. Or is it just out of bounds? No foul on Reed. 16 seconds to shoot.
And you can see the shot by Pippen. Every time it seems like Pippen shoots the ball, the Rockets get the rebound and something happens. I've never seen a guy play so well who's 2 for 11.
Watch Barkley now because he's hot. He's at 7 consecutive shots as Pippen gets the inbound. And he'll joust with Bryant.
I think this has been the key play in this first half. This is the first time they've decided not to double team.
Seductive move by Scottie Pippen. The biggest lead now for the Rockets at 4.
Brent Price is causing havoc right now for the Rockets.
Another Laker turnover in backcourt.
You know, he didn't come in the game to be a defensive guy, but that's exactly what he's doing. First time since the Lakers have turned their season around that they face some type of adversity. It'll be interesting how they handle it from this point on.
9 turnovers by the Lakers.
See, now they've decided not to double team, and now Scottie's killing him.
And he's at 2 in a row.
They're going to have to double team him also. Now they have 3 weapons.
Rice over Pippen with the fadeaway. Rebound Barkley, who muscled Shaq for the ball. Barkley to Price for 3. Reed chases it. Bodies are strewn all over the floor.
Wow. This is the adjustment. What they have found out, they believe Kobe is quicker, but they don't think he's taller or longer. Scottie Pippen can get to the paint. He can always get his shot off. And look at the effort of Charles Barkley. And Derek Fisher goes down once again.
Ball is out of bounds. Rockets inbound. Here comes Pippen with the spin of the jam. Wow. Ooh, that was nasty.
Wow. I think they have a new post player for the Rockets, Kevin.
It's been a great move by Tom Jones.
It really has. And it's paid dividends.
Nothing like the playoffs with the adjustments from game to game.
Yes.
Bryant with the fake. Oh, and he lured Mack right into him.
Boy, Sam Mack bailed him out, too. I mean, this is quickness. Kobe's thinking he's going to turn and go to the middle with that little hook. Instead, he spins and ducks. That's the 15th shot for Scottie Pippen, who going into this game was leading the team in minutes played, but 4th in shot attempts.
Pippen has scored the last 6 points as you see Kobe Bryant at the free throw line. A guy, Doc, who has almost reinvented himself over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but this is key for him because what the Lakers have done in the past when they've gone down, everybody has tried to win the game by themselves. Kobe would go solo, Rice would go solo, and so would Shaq. It'll be interesting. They're down. If he makes this 6 points, if they can continue to play the team ball.
It's been a while since he scored from the field. His first points since 7.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 1:22 to play in a riveting first half from Houston. With Doc Rivers and Scott Hastings and our entire Turner Sports crew, Kevin Harlan courtside the Compaq Center. If the Lakers win, they sweep the series. Houston needs a win to stay alive, and a foul called on the pesky Derek Fisher.
Yeah, and what he's trying to do is make him use clock. They don't want them to get the ball down that low to Pippen. And you know what's happening right now? Kurt Rambis, he had to take Kobe Bryant out. He's worried about fouls. This post-up adjustment by Rudy Tomjanovich is paying big dividends. And you know, that's a great example of not getting caught up. Scottie Pippen was 2 for 10, yet he was still making things happen because every time he posts, they had to double team early. Then they stopped double teaming. Now he's scoring.
Rice hits the free throw. Look at the doubleheader tomorrow on TNT, beginning with the Knicks in a 2-1 lead on the Heat. And the shocking performance by Sacramento over Utah. And then on TBS, Hawks and Pistons all tomorrow on Turner Sports.
I tell you what, that Sacramento game, they play so loose. It is so fun to watch. Jason Williams threw one pass that he bowled down the court. Didn't even go in the air, just rolled it.
They are the feel-good story right now in the NBA, and a jump ball twice for the second time. For the second time is forced to jump ball in the first half.
You know, the assistants right now on the bench for the Rockets are looking at each other and saying, he's a good defensive player, isn't he?
And Price, who came here as a big-time free agent from Washington, has had a litany of injuries. He's always been out, including this year. But he's ready for the playoffs, and boy, is he coming up big.
If he wants to impress me, witness tap.
His brother, of course, Mark Price, who's had so many great records for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now is an assistant with Bobby Crimmins at Georgia Tech.
Look at Rice and Pippen. Ronnie Nunn just got elbowed by Rice. Things are getting a little touchy here. This is what the Rockets want.
Rockets have their biggest lead of the series at 8 right now. Ori over Dickerson.
That's a tough matchup for Dickerson. I mean, this is a tough matchup. Look at the size advantage. Ori's like looking down. Who is that on me? And he can get this shot up all night. But you know what? If you're Rudy Tomjanovich and they're going to make Robert Horry their focal guy down on the post, I don't think you mind that.
Let's drop in on Scott Hastings.
Guys, it's interesting to watch Charles Barkley and Othello Harrington. They're actually double-teaming Shaq when Shaq gets the ball. Obviously, Barkley's got it. But watching transition, Harrington, every chance he can, will get in front of Shaq and bump him. It's almost like two speed bumps every time Shaq runs down the court to try to post up. And also, watch out for the second half. The tendonitis on Shaq's leg may be bothering him. When he posts up on the left side, he is yet to spin baseline. That's his drop step to the baseline that he did all year. He is yet to do it tonight. It might be because of that tendonitis.
Speed bumps can hurt your transmission.
Yes, it can. And you know why they're doing that is because what the Lakers have done in the first two games, Shaq runs down the middle of the floor, and he establishes great post position right in the middle of the paint. So what they're doing is bumping him, making them use clock, and not allowing him to get that great position. It's a great move, but it also takes a lot of energy, and that's something that Harrington can do.
Both teams shooting 43%. Great move by Pippen, colliding with O'Neal.
Wow. He acted like that didn't hurt, but I'm guaranteeing you, his body right now is screaming.
Well, you got to buckle up in a situation like this. Huh?
Well, basically, you just have to commit. You know, that's a Riley term right there, Kevin. You have to commit, and that's what Scottie Pippen did. He committed to this drive.
I didn't see the airbag deploy there.
He wish he had it.
Pippen looks like he has found his game in this third game. Even with Olajuwon sitting on the bench with 3 fouls, it seems as though this team has performed better without him.
Right, they're not a better team without Olajuwon, but in this game, they have been better because it's allowed Scottie to go down to the post. I think you have to give kudos to Rudy Tomjanovich, and the reason you have to do that is Scottie was struggling down on the post scoring, but Rudy saw that though he was struggling shooting, they were still scoring with him down on the post, so it was a good move.
Lane violation, so another free throw coming up with Pippen. Join host Ernie Johnson along with Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Gary, the Glove Payton.
And you know, Gary Payton used to destroy the Jet.
That's before he became the Turbo Jet here in Houston, when the afterburners were going. They have scores and highlights in the AT&T halftime upcoming. We have a half minute to play here in the second quarter. Scottie Pippen has 13 points and 8 in this quarter. His game has been reborn. And it couldn't come at a better time.
Nice. Oh, Scottie Pippen is, look at him right now, and Brent Price and Othello Harrington. Those are the 3. And look at the adjustment Kurt Rambis has made. Look who's guarding Pippen now.
There is a second between the big clock and the shot clock. Winding down the first half. Ori on Pippen. Scottie. Oh, he's got it back, baby. He's got it back.
Wow.
The biggest Rocket lead. Fisher will try to beat the buzzer. Working on Price. And we are at halftime. in a first half that was sizzling. Barkley with 15 points, but Scottie became the story as the half went on.
He really did, and I think it was great to watch this. Even though he was struggling at the times, they still went with him. And then this is when you're starting to feel it, when you start just pulling up behind the arc. Big shot.
We've got a game, and at halftime, it's the Rockets leading the Lakers 54-44. We go to Atlanta next.
The AT&T Halftime Report is brought to you by AT&T. It's all within your reach.
The Houston Rockets fighting for their playoff lives, and they lead it by 10 at the break, 54-44 over the Lakers, a game being called by Kevin Harlan and Doc Rivers with this memorable moment.
Join host Ernie Johnson along with Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Gary, the Glove, Payton.
And you know, Gary Payton used to destroy the Jet.
That's before
He destroyed me, but he had an easier time with Doc. Much easier time with Doc.
Doc Rivers just 700 miles away, just stirring the pot, just want to see what happens over here. Is that the way you remember it? You pretty much...
I'm pleading the fifth. Pleading the fifth.
Well, let's talk about this game then. The Lakers trying to close out the Rockets, but it's not happening yet. A 10-point game, 54-44. And Scottie Pippen, as you said earlier tonight, G, you said, you know, you got to assert yourself and take some control. He's doing that.
Well, it's just like a good home cooking. He had to go back home and get his game right. He knows when he gets in front of his crowd, he can play better in front of his crowd. And like I said, he had to be more active, and that's why they're up 10. He's more active. He's doing a lot of things. He's taking it on the post. He's going on Kobe. They're not doubling, and he's doing his thing right now.
He's got 15 points in the first half, 10 of those in the second quarter, and he's taken more shots in the first half of this game than he has in either of the other first two games of this series. What's the Laker take right now?
Not only Scottie Pippen, but if you look at the Lakers, I look at Glen Rice, because here's a guy who his field goal attempts are down. I think he's a little bit hesitant in this game. He's not really into the game. And you look at the stats and say, well, he's 3 for 4. He's into the game. He's shooting well. But if he was into the game, he would have taken 10 shots in the first half and not 4.
54-44, the Rockets with the lead as they play at Compaq Center at the break. It is Game 3. Also Game 3 tonight, the Magic and the Sixers. And who would break the 1-1 tie and take the lead in this series? Philadelphia's Larry Hughes from Allen Iverson. Iverson, big scoring night, 33 in the first playoff game in Philadelphia since '91. Philly up 15 at the half. Record-setting night for the answer. 10 steals. Sets a new NBA playoff record. And then later it's Larry Hughes again. On the feed from Gary's old teammate Eric Snow. 97-85 is the final. The Philadelphia 76ers take a 2-1 lead, put the Orlando Magic, the number 3 seed, on the brink of first-round elimination. Look at the turnovers. Philadelphia 12, Orlando 27. Here's Allen Iverson.
We tried to send a message to those guys that we were going to play physical, just as physical as they did in Orlando. And I think our big guys, stepped up and did a great job sending a message to them.
And I think they were really embarrassed after game 2, the way we beat up on them and took them out of their game plan. And Coach Brown came back with a nice game plan, had Allen Iverson in better position to score the basketball. He got more shots up in transition, and they were a lot quicker than we were.
Penny Hardaway finishing with 18 in a losing Orlando effort tonight. It's time for the new innovation called Court Vision, which has kind of been controlled by Kenny. You're in for a real treat here, Gary. Just watch the master.
And in honor of you, it's almost the Seattle defense when George Karl was there to a T. And the Philadelphia 76ers did a great job defensively. Allen Iverson with the steals, but Larry Hughes also did a great job of finding a man for a rookie. Here you have Nick Anderson with the basketball. He's trying to throw it into the post to Ike Austin. But you look at Larry Hughes. He's in great defensive position. One leg into the paint, and he's looking at his ball and his man. And here's what Nick Anderson sees. He says, oh, this is the front, the same old Seattle Supersonics defense. The front, this guy is open. But Larry Hughes is just lurking on the other side. This used to be the glove. This is playoff time. I'm supposed to see the glove out there doing this. But I got a rookie. I got to holler at a rookie right now. So as the play goes on, he throws the pass over. Gary Payton, well, anybody, Gary Payton would have gotten this steal as well. And that's the Seattle Supersonic defense to a T.
How about the Orlando Magic take going into Game 4 now, Gary?
Well, like I say, I think they're going to have to come with a little bit more energy. The turnovers will have to cut. What Armstrong doing doing what he did, having 9 turnovers, being the point guard, that's not a good sign. He's got to cut down on his turnovers, get the ball to the right people, be more aggressive, but don't be timid. In the first beginning of the game, he was real timid, letting them trap him, turning the ball over. He cannot turn the ball over for them to win.
That is going to be a Saturday at Philly, Game 4 of that series. Let's take a live look at what's going on TBS right now. The Indiana Pacers trying to close out the Milwaukee Bucks. Is this close enough for you? 71-70, Indiana with the lead over the Bucks. That game going on TBS. We'll be back. Welcome back to the AT&T Halftime Report. San Antonio at Minnesota tonight, and here's a block for you. Joe Smith.
That's a punch.
Terrell Brandon on the other end, off the glass for a couple. Minnesota got the home crowd all charged up, but it did not last. San Antonio just took that crowd right out of there. David Robinson from Tim Duncan, 17 points, 18 boards, 7 assists, 3 blocks for the Admiral. Avery Johnson, 24 points, playing his best ball of the year in playoff time. 85-71, San Antonio a winner in Game 3. The top seeds in the West reclaim the home court edge in this series, winning by 2 touchdowns and extra points over Minnesota, 85-71. Do these guys go to school at all on what happened to the Utah Jazz, who are a higher seed going into Sacramento in a Game 3 the night before? They lose. They're on the ropes now. Do you guys think about that, or is that media stuff?
No, that's what you think about. You know, San Antonio watched the game yesterday and seen Utah went in there and let Sacramento steal the game from them. I know they was talking about, no, we can't do that. We got to go in here and reclaim our home court advantage. Make sure we win this first game and guarantee we get back to San Antonio, and that's what they did.
What about Stephon Marbury? You think he made a great decision not being there or not being in this playoff situation?
He want to be next to home, but I think he'd rather be with the Minnesota Timberwolves right now. And if he was on their team, not downgrading my buddy, Terrell Brandon. That's my boy and everything. But they would have been a different look of a team.
I think they were, 13-19 after the Stephon Marbury trade, and like a 500 team, 10-10 with Terrell Brandon starting, and right now they are down 2-1 to the San Antonio Spurs, Western Conference first round. What's going on TBS right now, you ask? Well, if you got an operational clicker, you can see that it is 71 apiece with just 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Great stuff going on TBS and on TNT on a quadruple header night.
A sparkling spring night in Houston in the Thursday night time air. You see 54-44 Rockets on top of the Los Angeles Lakers. A 21-point turnaround in that first half. Lakers led by 11, Rockets lead by 10. We began the game talking about the Big Four of LA.
Yeah, and you can see the Big Four tonight has been the big one, and that's Shaq. Kobe got out early, and so did Glen Rice, and then the Rockets made a run and basically shut those 3 guys off.
And one of the great adjustments, one of the great things about the playoffs is when you see coaches begin to maneuver big-time players, small-time players, in this case, Olajuwon on the bench, and Pippen down low.
Yeah, and you can see the first play of the game, they went to Scottie Pippen. I think what was impressive, and give Rudy Tomjanovich credit, Scottie Pippen didn't make shots early, but every time he went down, they double-teamed and at least opened up shots for other guys. Even when he missed, people got second shots. But I think Scottie Pippen did it in all kinds of ways. You saw the block shot there. He was aggressive tonight, and he's keep going. I think the key for him is to continue to attack the basket. And when you start making shots like this, that means you're feeling it.
And against his first 2 games, you can see already through 1 half tonight, he is so much more superior.
Yeah, look at the rebounds already. He's done a good job rebounds and assists, but now he has points also. That's big.
Let's check in with Scott Hastings.
Kevin talked with both coaching staffs for LA. It's HST, harder, smarter, tougher. The big changes are going to come from Houston, who's got the 10-point lead. Mobley and Dickerson will not start the second half. Look for Price and Mack to take their place. And the big adjustment, Charles Barkley should start on Shaq defensively, allowing Hakeem to get kind of a feel of the game and not have the pressure to stop the big fella.
Could you spell that again?
HST.
Good report, Scott.
Very good. And good adjustment again by Rudy Tomjanovich.
We begin the second half with O'Neal and Barkley. The way we ended the first half, he flips it out to Fisher. Three-point shot won't go. Good rebound by Reed, who's working on a bad wheel tonight.
And that's what happens when you double team. You get offensive rebounds.
Foul called on Price, trying to put the reins on Bryant.
And you see right now, Brent Price guarding Kobe Bryant. That's just more of a switch. He will not be doing that very often. That job belongs to Sam Mack right now.
Shaq is inside. They don't double him. It's just Barkley. Rebound by Sam Mack, who begins the game with Olajuwon, Barkley, Pippen, and Brent Price, who has earned the right to start the second.
Yeah, he really has. And Barkley's done a terrific job on Shaquille O'Neal, keeping him out of the paint.
Pippen.
See the double?
Mack
Get a
for
shot.
three. I think caught all air.
Yes.
He missed everything.
Now look where Shaq has the ball right now. And, you know, Barkley's just doing a good job of pushing him out a step further than he wants to be.
And a step can mean everything.
Especially with Shaq.
Here's Fisher. Shaq backpedaling up and off and a travel.
What do I call that? Pulling the chair. He pulled the chair in a great way. You know what I'm saying is Shaquille O'Neal is leaning on Barkley. So he's supporting himself off of Barkley. When Barkley breaks contact, you lose your balance.
Because a lot of times these big guys, the whole game is predicated on what they're leaning on. And that goes to the other end of the floor.
You know, that pass there, this is what we're talking about. Watch Shaq. See how he's leaning? He's looking for the contact, but there's nobody there, and you lose your balance.
So much of this game is feel, where the other guys are, who's in back of you, what kind of position he has. Rice has pretty good position there on the flank.
Yeah, Rice with that size. You give him an inch, he can make the shot above you.
That's his first field goal since 6.5 left to play in the first quarter. He's had a drought, but he scores there. Here's Olajuwon, and O'Neal gave him the shot.
Yeah, I think O'Neal was expecting a double team to come, and it never came. Look at the position Shaq has. It's too late. You have to get it to him right away. And that's what the Lakers used to do. Shaq would run the court. Oh, he'll be wide open with great position, and they didn't deliver. That's what happened just then.
Pippen deflects that out of bounds, so 14 seconds to shoot.
Oh,
Price out of no place, leaping in front of the pass. Another second off the shot clock. He is active. He has energized this team. And a guy who they haven't had for most of the season because of injuries.
But Barkley and O'Neal are going at it.
Olajuwon looks like he may double. And he does, and Olajuwon knocks the ball away.
Now somebody has to give him help.
And the shot clock at 3. Fisher is left open and nails it. 1 second on the clock when he drilled it.
And that's the second adjustment Rudy has made. You saw the big guy going to trap instead of trapping off of a guard like Glen Rice or Kobe Bryant. They're now trapping off of J.R. Reed.
Is Olajuwon. Barkley missed it inside. Here comes Kobe the other way. Bryant will pull up over Pippen. The Lakers mean business to begin the second half.
Yeah, it's starting out a lot like the first half started out. I think they need to go back to Scottie Pippen down on the post.
Bryant's last field goal came about halfway through the first quarter as well. Price down, gets it off to Mack. And now they got Pippen with a seductive move inside. Gets it again. Knocked away, and a foul called inside on the Lakers.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. I want you to look at J.R. Reed here outside the arc and watch where they go. They're going to trap off of him. Right there, Olajuwon's not worrying about Reed. He has to make that pass, but it's tougher to make that pass when there's a bigger guy deflecting the ball. See, that last post-up by Scottie Pippen is a great example. Didn't make the shot, but he is so long, even when he misses his shot, he has the ability to get his own rebound, and every time down there, fouls are happening, and it's going to the Lakers.
See scores from the rest of the night. Indiana now leads Milwaukee by 5 after pulling out a great overtime win at Market Square a couple nights ago by a point. Here, 57-50. Rockets by 7. Swerving is Bryant. Hacked away again by who else but Brent Price. He is all over the floor.
You know what they're doing? They've told Brent Price, you know what? If Fisher beats us, he beats us. You just run around, be a roamer. He's playing a lot like John Stockton, where you get to help all the time. That's what Brent Price is doing. He's helping everywhere.
Moving so well without the ball. 10 seconds to shoot. Price in the game, 5 points, 6 assists, but his movement without the ball and his deflections, Doc, have done so much for this team.
And I'm going to tell you something else is going on. Barkley is like hitting Shaq. He's fooling around with him. Shaq can't fall into that trap. He can't fall into the trap that, I'm playing around with my buddy. He has to take advantage of the matchup. And right now, I think Barkley has him playing his game.
Hakeem Olajuwon has just run into the locker room. Harrington takes his place. Bryant off balance, can't hit it. Rebound by Mack. Here comes Pippen. Options on both sides with a 3 in his pocket.
Yeah, he loves that shot.
Here he comes the other way. Out to Rice. Pippen is there for 3. Rice missing. Reed gobbles it up and out to Fisher. A fresh 24. Knocked away by Barkley. Great defensive play. 2-on-1 to Matt. And what a defensive play by Fisher, who dives between the pants.
That was an awesome defensive play by Derek Fisher.
And a technical foul has just been thrown as Fisher picks up his second foul.
I want you to watch Derek Fisher play the defensive back position. He just dove and deflected the ball.
Barkley picked up the tee.
And that's just stupid, because right now your team is playing well. You don't need a tee. Look at this play, though. I mean, this is terrific.
We were told the story the other night. In high school, he had the nickname of the mop because he was doing just that all the time, diving on the floor, mopping up the floor.
Well, Hubie's going to have to change the Hubies right now. And Derek Fisher belongs on the all-floor burn team. He's been on the floor this entire game.
Here's a story on Fisher. Began the season as a starter, replacing Nick Van Exel, who was traded this summer to the Denver Nuggets. Began the season starting the first 9 games. Then the confidence was lost. They put Derek Harper in as a starter. He started the next 38 games. Then when Harper's legs gave away, Fisher was put back as a starter. He has not relinquished the role.
Yeah, and I love it because all the kid did is he just kept playing. And I think the difference now is he's not trying to play the role of a point guard. He's just going out and playing basketball. And I think that's the difference in Derek Fisher. Confidence helps also.
I don't know if you saw when Price left the floor chasing that ball, Harper gave him a forearm to the thigh that knocked him off balance and into the chair. This is the playoff, isn't it?
That's what I hear.
57-51. Rockets on top.
Hey, see, Barkley tried it again, and Shaq kept his balance, and he gets a dunk. So you can't do that play all the time.
So what would you do?
Well, you guys keep getting the body. Unfortunately, that's tough with Shaq.
Olajuwon is back out
all night.
Pippen over 2 defending Lakers.
He's just so long. You look at his height, but then you should look at his arms. His arms make him close to a 7-footer.
Quickly double O'Neal.
Nice job.
And Reed was pulled down by Price. And down went Reed. Count the 2. Foul number 2 on Price as we send it over to Scott Hastings.
Kevin, what happened to Hakeem Olajuwon? He got a cut on the middle of his hand, right on the right hand middle finger. There was some blood that came out. The official pointed to him. He actually had to go in there, no stitches, but he's got Band-Aids wrapped around it. He had to change his shorts because you can see right there all the blood down that right side of his pants. So he had to go in, change shorts, to get a Band-Aid on the finger.
Thank you, Scott. They're going to bring back in Hakeem, and gone Harrington back to the bench. And you see the wrapping around that finger.
You know, Hakeem is thinking, even when I don't foul, I can't say anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Everything is happening.
Here's J.R. Reid, and Doc. He was basically a throw-in on the Glen Rice trade for Eddie Jones and Eldon Campbell.
Well, you know, he's a throw-in to all of us, but not to Jerry West. Jerry West knew exactly what he was doing when he brought J.R. Reid here.
Timeout taken. The Rockets' lead has come down to 4.
The NBA playoffs on TNT. Brought to you by the United States Army. Be all you can be. By 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. And by Propecia. Talk to your doctor today.
This Sunday night on TNT, the great movie Stand By Me. Very few people know that this movie comes from the mind of Stephen King. Check it out Sunday night at 9 o'clock on TNT. Then Saturday, May 22nd, see a movie about a kid who takes over the Minnesota Twins. Watch Little Big League. That's Saturday, May 22nd, 8 o'clock right here on TNT. Back in the middle of the third quarter. Rockets at halftime led by 10. The Lakers have chiseled that lead down to 4. So it's 59-55.
And the Lakers are showing you they're for real, because the key here is when they go into halftime, the Rockets make the big run with the Lakers fight back, and they have. Here's another switch right now. Glen Rice is guarding Scottie Pippen. Good adjustment for Kurt Rambis just for the fact that Rice is a big body.
Pippen picks up his second foul.
Yeah, nice adjustment here. Rice is a big body, not as easy to post up as Kobe Bryant.
Here comes Bryant, guarded by Sam Mack. Fisher with Price on him. So it's Fisher-Price. O'Neal missing. Barkley gets it. Barkley's got 10 rebounds. Here comes Mack the other way, lobbing into Hakeem. Working on Reed. No pass to Barkley. And O'Neal is on him. Houston in this third quarter only 2 of 8 from the field. Charles Barkley. And Bryant is there. Bryant took Matt low. Reed is open over Olajuwon.
See, Reed right now understands, you're going to leave me, I'm going to make you pay, and that's what he's doing right now.
He's got 8 points.
Yeah, and it's all because the Rockets have decided to leave J.R. Reed. They've given up on letting Fisher beat him, so now they're going to make Reed beat him. And he is.
Reed and Barkley bumping and grinding. Olajuwon doused with Laker defenders and a foul. Reed picks it up here again.
Yeah, we keep talking about J.R. Reed. I want you to take a look here. Right when they double team, see, you can see the double team off of him. Watch Reed cut, and the guy who's picking him up is Price. That's too small. Reed cuts, and he establishes position, keeps the position, and that's a tough matchup for Brent Price down on the post to guard J.R. Reed.
Price with the steal, going behind his back, going around Olajuwon to the hole. Down, what a play. Swerving by one, bouncing off another, and took it hard to the iron.
That was the ugliest fast break of the playoffs. I mean,
but how did he keep his balance?
It worked. He never had control of the ball. I mean, look at this. The ball is way outside of his body frame, yet he gets to the bucket, he gathers himself, and now he has a chance for a three-point play.
When he came to the Lakers, Doc, they had to change things around for him, but then it wasn't working, so they refocused on O'Neal. Rice was concerned, where are my shots going to come from? But he has thrived as much as anybody since Shaq has been the #1 guy on offense.
And I agree with Robert Horry. It's a lot like the Clyde Drexler situation when he came over to the Rockets. Really didn't fit in right away. The Rockets struggled, went all the way down to the 6th spot, but then won the World Championship.
Nice little run here by L.A. as Barkley tries to twist inside and finds it off balance.
Right now, they should go to 2 guys on the post, Barkley or Pippen.
Shaq punching it out of the block, and out it goes. Reed, Fisher, Rice all touch it. Into Shaq, and he has position. Count it for 2.
You can't allow Shaquille O'Neal to get position like that, and that also was set up. Now, what they're trying to do, earlier they were just reposting. That time they threw it into Shaq, they repost, and then he cut across the lane and got great position. And Barkley down on the post.
Barkley his second foul. With Shaq at the free throw line. Another game, another paycheck of $183,000 for O'Neal. That's what he makes per game.
Well, not in the playoffs, because you don't get paid in the playoffs.
Price beats him at the other end.
Fisher, Price, huh?
I've got kids, you've got kids. It's like we've invested in that company.
Yes.
There's Bryant outside to Shaq. Fisher to O'Neal. Triple team, and he puts it in.
Little subtle change. They throw it into Shaq. He throws it out. They throw it up to the middle. He flashes in the paint, and that's how he's getting involved.
Pippen with the miss. Olajuwon cleans it up, and they call it jump ball before the shot went in.
Yeah, and it was. Either that or a travel. And see Shaq, he throws it out, but not out to the wing. He throws it to the middle. This time he gets better position and allows him to catch the ball in the paint. That's how he's scoring.
Kobe will jump against Hakeem, who had to rebuild his legs with the help of an Olympic sprinter from the Bahamas during the offseason. And it's paid dividends. Still alive, and Price has it. 24 on the shot clock. Screen by Barkley on Rice for Price. What a screen by Barkley.
Wow. I wonder how long Brent Price can go at this pace.
He's got fresh legs. He hasn't played that much all season.
Yeah, that's the problem. He's been playing a lot today.
Rice missed everything. Price comes up with it. It's 3-on-3. Price will orchestrate. Outside, Mack. Blocked by Kobe Bryant. Picked up by Barkley. Fouled on the backpedaling layup try.
Barkley just grabbed J.R. Reed and threw him out of the way and got the rebound. I mean, that's all about effort on that last rebound. Great effort by Kobe Bryant.
Reed has 4 fouls now for the Lakers.
And you can see this screen right here, pick and roll. You can't go under on Brent Price, just like you can't go under on Glen Rice.
Remember last year, Barkley in the playoffs, he had the torn triceps tendon. He had the hernia problem. He was ineffective, and sure enough, they lost in the playoffs a year ago. This year, Barkley has said he's the healthiest he's been in the last 5 or 6 years.
Yet he's down 0-2. So right now he's a little worried. He has played terrific.
But he's carried the team.
Yeah, he really has.
It's been Barkley or bust. 4:12 to play here in the third quarter. Barkley puts it down. One of the NBA's 50 greatest players, an MVP in '93, Olympic gold. All-NBA, 10 of 14 years. 36-year-old Charles Barkley. He came here for just $1 million. I say just, but that was he got in for the minimum for a veteran.
Well, he thought this was the best opportunity to win a championship.
Harper's back in the game, and Harper was great shooting in the first half, replacing and spelling the starting point guard, Fisher. It's O'Neal and Barkley. The size difference, the weight difference is huge. Favor O'Neal. He draws a double look, but he went right around it, wheeling in the lane by Barkley, who gives up probably 8 inches and maybe, what, 40 pounds?
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do there. I mean, they played it the way they wanted to play it.
Pippen scoops it out to Olajuwon. Batted by O'Neal, and that is still Houston's ball. 3.5 to play in the third. Rockets shooting 40%. Lakers shooting 45%. Hakeem to Barkley for 3, and he's not a good three-point shooter. 27% career.
The problem is he doesn't know that. Oh, nice move.
Breathtaking move by Kobe Bryant.
Well, you're talking about playing at different speeds. Kobe Bryant pulled up like he was going to take a 3. Scottie Pippen bit on it, and he got to the basket. I tell you what, the little move that Kurt Rambis did by putting Glen Rice on Scottie Pippen has virtually taken him out of the game in the second half offensively.
Great move. Barkley. Who does the pace favor now?
Well, I think right now it actually favors the Rockets because it's kind of a half-court game.
Shaq with 9 to shoot. Double by Price. Rebound by Barkley, and he is a man inside tonight. Barkley with another rebound. He's got 13. Price behind the back. It's caught by Mack. Slicing his way inside. Ori. Harper. An open lane. Shuffling it off to O'Neal. Another rebound. Number 14 for Barkley. Here comes Pippen.
Guy on him, turned around and said, you know what? I can just shoot this.
He exploits the mismatch on Harper.
Every time a smaller guy, Kevin. Every time.
Yeah. Rockets were up by 10, down by a couple. Now back up they are, 71-68. But Kobe Bryant with this play trying to keep the Lakers alive.
Watch Due South at 6 and ER at 7, weeknights on TNT.
Off the bench, Brent has been priceless for the Rockets tonight.
Oh, he really has. And, you know, he's done it on the offensive end, making open shots. You knew that. But who thought that Brent Price would be the defensive stopper in this game? I can tell you who didn't. You and I and Rudy Tomjanovich. That's why he's still in. Just playing everywhere. He's doing everything.
Like you asked, does he have enough in the tank?
It'll be interesting because he hasn't played a lot of minutes this year. So you have to worry about how long he can go at this pace.
Harper and Price will battle above the arc. Fox, Ori, O'Neal, and Rice in for the Lakers. Harper to Rice. Gliding by Scottie. Ball knocked away inside a traffic-filled lane. And here comes Mack. A Barkley screen. And back to Charles because Ori gave it up. And then Charles gives it up to Pippen. Took too long.
Yeah, it really did take too long. That was called a slow break.
Here comes Pippen. Wow. Right between the eyes for Scottie Pippen.
Scottie's starting to assert himself again. Early in the third quarter, I thought he went too passive. Now he's starting to get involved again.
Pippen has 22. Barkley has 20. Both those players have double-doubles in terms of rebounds and points as Rice locates O'Neal. A little bit out of his sweet spot. Doubled by Price. Harper. Fox. Into Ori. Knocked away by Pippen.
Tell you what, Brent Price, Scottie Pippen, defensively have been terrific. But on that last one, that was Charles Barkley who went out and defended. Look at this. I mean, that's the one knock against Barkley is that he doesn't rotate. That time he did. Those are the little things that will make the Rockets a better defensive team.
Harper to Shaq on the right block where he plants. It's loose and out of bounds and off the Lakers with 50 seconds to play in the third.
I mean, Kevin, I brought that up about Barkley going out to defend the three because he's always the last rotation. The Rockets are 26 in the league in three-point percentage opponents, meaning opponents are getting all kinds of threes against them. If Barkley does things like that, that'll make their defense awful good.
Second look at that replay. Here's Price for a three. Rebounded by Ori and out of bounds, and a loose ball foul called on Barkley.
Take a look here, Scottie, defensively. He's pushing all the way out, trying to force Rice to the baseline at the last second. He gets his hand in. Those are called long arms.
The playoff defense of Pippen has always been his trademark.
Yeah, it really has. I think it's more intense. You play it during the regular season. I think he takes it up to another level during the playoffs. I mean, he has those long arms. How many people could have reached and put his hand on the ball? I mean, Kevin Willis on that play there would have had no chance of reaching in for the ball.
I want to go back on that replay. We thought Pippen may have knocked it out, and indeed he may have gotten a hand on it, but it did look like it was Hakeem Olajuwon that actually batted the ball out of bounds. I want to give the right guy the right block is Robert Ori. Is at the free throw line. Played at Alabama now in his 7th NBA season. And look at the doubleheader on TNT tomorrow night. The Knicks with the win can close out that series. The Knicks the 8th seed, the Heat the number 1 seed, and the Jazz down 2 games to 1 to Sacramento.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know what else is amazing here? The Rockets are playing, I think right now, almost as well as they can play. Yet they're only up 4 points. They had a 10-point lead. This young Laker basketball team is on the road, and they're still in the fight.
And not in the ropes. On the road, but not on the ropes as Price finds Barkley. Ori is there, and this is what the Lakers have done all series long. He kicks it out to Pippen for the 3. Scottie is on fire. Pippen's got 25. He's a flamethrower. Harper through traffic, off to Shaq, squeezing the trigger. They'll try to beat the clock. Here comes Barkley into a kick.
Oh, my.
Count it. It's good.
Oh, my goodness.
Now they're going to huddle. Wait a minute. They're going to huddle. Wipe it away. Basket. They wipe away the basket. They wipe away the basket. Nonetheless, a flurry by the Rockets at the end of the third.
Let's see why here. Good call. Great change of call.
Scottie Pippen authored a great third quarter. For the game, he's got 25. And the Rockets have a lead of 76-69 as we go to the fourth. Welcome back to Houston. By the way, here is a shot for $1 million. He hit the first 2 and he missed. All right. Wow. That's just part of the fireworks here at the Compaq Center. The Houston Rockets, on the brink of elimination, have had to pull out their best game, not only of this series, but maybe of the season. Scottie Pippen has gotten on track. In his best game so far, 25 points and 10 rebounds. He has been splendid. And Charles Barkley, as he's done the entire playoffs, has put this team on his back. Olajuwon has been in foul trouble, and he has contributed just 5. It's 76-69. The Rockets leading going to the fourth quarter.
And Barkley's points have helped, obviously, but I think the fact that he's going quicker, he's drawing double teams, I think 2 guys have turned this game around, and that's Scottie Pippen, Brent Price, and we have to also give credit to Harrington. When he came in, Harrington was big.
Barkley, who had 8 rebounds in that third quarter, dumps it off to Pippen out there with Mack. Barkley set the screen. Price went tumbling down. Harper was the one who whipped him in a foul called on Harp. And let's check in with Scott Hastings.
Guys, spent some time over by Rudy's timeout. Just in, and Doc, you asked the question, can Price stand up? Well, Rudy's going to stay with him. They like the chemistry. The one thing he talked about was the way the defense had been rotating after the traps. He wanted it to continue. Guys,
tap in by Barkley on the Olajuwon miss.
Shaq's out of the game. You go to Olajuwon.
O'Neal is on the bench. Rooks is in his place. Fox, Ori, Harper, Rice, and Rooks. Rice with a dazzling array of moves. This time down low, and he can't get it. The rebound by Pippen. The Rockets must win to stay alive. Barkley punching his way into Ori. Out to Pippen for 3. Oh,
wow. I think he's found his stroke.
He's back. 81-69. Rockets timeout taken. The big 3 are on the move, and that means the Rockets are in charge, 81-69.
You can't make them unless you shoot them. My philosophy is, I think Scottie was like 0 for 5 or 6. Man, you might as well be 0 for 12. If you're going to be 0 for 6 or 7, that's always be, if I'm going to go down, I'm not ever going to be 0 for 5 or 6. I'm going to be 0 for 12, and that's got to be his mentality.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You heard Gary Payton talking about that before the game, that you take 7 attempts, and people say you're struggling. He has 24 attempts already tonight.
Price is out. Mobley is in, and here comes Shaq trying to maneuver inside a congested lane. The foul is called. Mobley is in for the first time in a long time. Picks up his 2nd personal foul. Pippen is torching the Lakers.
24 shots.
Wow.
You go from 7 to 24 shots. Wow.
Houston is on a 14-1 roll over the last 340. Harper. Nice ball rotation to Fox for the triple.
The Lakers are just sticking around.
Did you have a little roll on?
Yes, sticking around. I got excited.
That's what happens when you get excited. Lakers had missed their last 7 3-point shots until that strike right there by Fox. Here's Barkley hustling his way in order. Charles Barkley continues to carve him up inside.
When Shaq's on the floor, the Rockets' 2 best post players are Pippen and Barkley. And the Lakers are just staying the course, staying patient, moving the ball, and taking the shot. I thought that ball was going to hit me at first. Great shot.
Great job by our camera crew here tonight. For Turner, great shots. Director Lonnie Dale. O'Neal plunging inside the lane in a foul. Olajuwon has just picked up his 4th foul, as you see the rebounding there, just with Pippen and Barkley against the entire Laker team.
And Barkley's done it throughout, and so has Pippen. The one thing I think Pippen and Barkley have done well is rebound in this series.
How much of a hack-a-shack have you seen tonight? The common theory that the Lakers continue to put out there.
It's been there, but you're going to really see it in the next 5 minutes. I'm telling you, Shaq is going to visit the foul line quite a bit. And right when you said that, Rudy heard you because he brings in Antoine Carr, and that's a foul waiting to happen.
He is the master of the hack a Shaq.
He has to be.
Let's set the lineups now. Ori, Fox, O'Neal, Rice, and Harper for the Lakers. Olajuwon is out with 4 fouls. Carr gathers in that rebound. He's out there with Mack, Barkley, Mobley, the rookie from Rhode Island. And here comes Scottie Pippen, who glides to the other end of the floor. Barkley has it. A riveting game from Houston. Pippen. Fox with some tenacious defense. The shot clock is down to 3 and a foul on Fox.
Boy, I thought that was going in at first. You can see right there on that play that the Rockets' spacing was poor, and that's why it was tough for them to get a shot off.
Here's Pippen at the line. 4 of 6 from the stripe tonight. Now 5 of 7.
I mean, when you look at the post-up, you can see guys really not spaced the way they should be. And that's why Pippen had a tough time. You can see Mobley and Mack basically standing right next to each other.
Pippen again, a 69% career free throw shooter, has just given the Rockets their biggest lead with 9.5 to play. And here's Fox inside to the rack with a wonderful finger roll.
Too quick and too easy. The Rockets have to continue to try to play the defense that got them back in this game.
Both teams shooting 44% in a must-win for the Rockets. If they lose, they're gone. Barkley.
See, now Barkley is going. Now Barkley is being aggressive. And you know what's going to happen eventually? Kurt Rambis is going to call a timeout. He's going to say, guys, you know what? We're going to have to trap.
We talk about the big three. He's got to be the leader emotionally of this team as well as the leader on the floor.
He is as far as what he does. But you know who I think is a leader? A guy like Pippen when he plays well, because I think everybody was waiting for him. They were waiting for him to do something positive. I think when he played poorly, it was a downer for the team. Now he's playing well, and I think it's an upper. But I think Barkley is always the emotional leader. I mean, that's what he plays with. He wears it on his sleeve.
First free throw for Barkley with about 9 minutes remaining in the game, 86-74. And Doc, when you take a look at what happened in Game 2, a complete demolition of the Rockets by L.A. What has changed things so dramatically tonight?
Well, I think one thing, first of all, is Scottie Pippen started scoring points. Charles Barkley started drawing double teams. And they didn't double team Shaq. I thought Barkley, when he came in, did a nice job with Shaq, and it took the other guys away. Now, for Rudy Tomjanovich right now, you've had Sam Mack on the floor the entire time. You know, Scott Hastings just whispered, is Sam Mack going to get tired also? He hasn't played a lot of minutes all year.
O'Neal tried to keep it alive, and Fisher snares it out to Fox. Going on Pippen, who's on his knees playing defense now. He knocks it away. You talk about a guy that raises the defensive bar in the playoffs.
Yeah, you can see right there. Long arms. How many people can do that?
Not many. Here comes Bryant. Spoon feeds Shaq, who does the same to Fox for 3. O'Neal aggressively and draped with Rocket defenders. And a foul. And some emotion.
But the key here is he grabbed both arms because he's so big. You have to wrap this guy up. Otherwise, he's going to get the basket in. All they needed another guy to come in and hit him in the chest. They have both his arms.
Kryptonite is the only thing that'll stop him as Barkley picks up his 4th foul. I see they got Carr pushing him off his sweet spot, which is the block, and a foul called on Carr.
And Carr can't get frustrated. You know, they're going to call it. He did foul him, by the way. If you just lean on him like that, it's a foul. But don't worry about it. Foul out if you have to.
Because that's his role now. 8:21 to play. 87-74. The Rockets lead the Los Angeles Lakers, and O'Neal is back at the line. So is Hack a Shaq in full swing?
It's in full swing. It's in full tilt.
It's in full flower.
And you know you're a poor free throw shooter when they start following you with 8 minutes left in the game, and you're up.
Well, Indiana-Milwaukee just ended. The Pacers in Milwaukee beating the Bucks by 8. Indiana wins the series 3-0. The other winner in the series In the NBA, Portland last night sweeping Phoenix in an aggressive, rugged game in the Valley of the Sun.
Boy, it's been a great playoff. I think San Antonio has just taken control back in their series. I would be surprised to see them go back to San Antonio.
Barkley again. Horry is there, and he lost it out of bounds. It's off the Rockets. Good defense by Robert Horry.
Yeah, it really is.
He, too,
again,
with long arms.
Yes. And it seems like we haven't said Kobe Bryant or Glen Rice's name in a long, long time.
And the frenetic style of this game is now diminished. Bryant swashing inside. Scoops it to Fisher. Out to Rice, and 10 to shoot.
Look at the arms of Scottie Pippen.
Another steal, and here comes Mack. And wisely slows things up because the Lakers got back well on defense.
See, Kobe is guarding Scottie right when he saw it. You see where he went?
Pippen doubled and hemmed in. Carr is there. Rejected by Shaq. 7 to shoot. Carr puts up another one.
Nice trap by Shaquille O'Neal. Double teaming Scottie Pippen.
Here comes Bryant the other way. Another miss, another rebound for Barkley.
Kurt Rambis might need a timeout because right now it looks like the Laker players are all trying to win it by themselves. Glen Rice forced to drive. Turnover. Kobe Bryant forced the shot. They're going back to the old Lakers.
And you really don't see the crisp passing you saw before.
Play through Shaquille O'Neal.
No help for Horry, who finally has to bear hug Barkley, who goes down in a heap, and a foul called on Robert Horry. 3 on Horry.
Look at the arms once again. I mean, how many people can do that? Now, Scottie didn't come up with the ball, so he probably doesn't get the steal, but he should.
Pippen is out. Mobley is gone. Price is back in the game, joining Barkley, Mack, and Carr. And I guess Pippen will stay. He's just getting a drink of water at the other end of the floor. Let's go to Scott Hastings.
Kevin, you're talking about things that could be a little bit different for the Houston Rockets tonight. Talking with Charles Barkley, he says we got to just come out and we got to be the one taking it to L.A. They've done that. A second thing that may have motivated the Houston Rockets, it was circulating around the locker room earlier tonight that L.A. had already checked out of the local hotel here, ready to head back to Los Angeles after they swept the Houston Rockets.
Oh, Scott, great report. The Lakers did the same thing last year in the first round against Portland. They checked out of the hotel.
Well, I think it shows you that you have confidence, but don't let anybody know about it.
A lot of time left. 89-76, Houston.
Watch Stephen King Stand By Me Sunday night at 9 on TNT.
The stakes are high tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden. The New York Knicks lead the Miami Heat, the 1 seed, 2 games to 1.
You know who Pat Riley cannot stand right now? Gary St. Jean. Because Gary St. Jean, the GM of the Golden State Warriors, gave Sprewell to the Knicks instead of to the Miami Heat.
And look at this. This is right now the biggest story in the NBA. The Sacramento Kings leading the Utah Jazz 2 games to 1. What a terrific, emotional game last night.
Wow, pretty impressive.
I'm so floored, I don't know what to say. That's like Barkley. I shouldn't have said that. That was not right to say.
It was true.
One Rockets with Barkley, Pippen, Carr, Mack, and Price. Lakers with Rice, Horry, O'Neal, Bryant, and Fisher's back in. Under 7 to play. Lakers trail by 13. Held by Carr. Why not? That's number 5.
At some point, though, you're going to run out of guys, you know. But you still have Stanley Roberts, who can give you some fouls. You have Othello Harrington, and you have Olajuwon. I mean, tonight, Olajuwon might be a guy that just has to foul.
And Olajuwon will be the answer as to who will take the place of Carr. Here's O'Neal once again at the free throw line. He has been working with assistant coach Larry Drew as Hakeem comes out. And they say noticeably different than Shaq's free throw technique and art to his shot and some bending at the knee. And there's one of the nice and real talented assistant coaches in the NBA, Larry Drew.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So Shaq makes one there, and then another. He's hit his last 4 free throws, has O'Neal. Pippen and Barkley have been dominant for the Rockets of late, and you can see the 23 points attributed to both of them. Kicking violation on Rice, reset the 24. Lakers win, they sweep the series and move on. Rockets win, they play another day. So it's win and survive for Houston. No double on Barkley. Out it goes to Olajuwon. O'Neal was caught in no man's land. Rice cleans up the rebound.
I tell you, Glen Rice is getting so irritated with Scottie Pippen and his reaching right now, and his clean reaches.
Frustrate anybody.
Yeah, it would.
But that's the kind of picture you would. You would reach in like that. You'd drive people crazy defensively.
And then I'd get the foul, and I'd be sitting next to the coach.
And now you're sitting next to me.
Yes.
There's Bryant with a nice move, but a horrible shot.
That's the fourth shot in the fourth quarter. I think the Lakers need to go back to what got them there.
The bad Kobe is emerging in this game. Pippen with the pump fake and the toss to Hakeem.
Pippen was a little frustrated right there because really Hakeem's in his way.
Where's the ball movement for the Lakers tonight? It's non-existent. Outside, it goes to Matt from Price. Nice save by Barkley. That's his 20th rebound tonight. 20 rebounds for Charles Barkley and 28 points. What fortitude the Rockets have shown tonight, in particular Barkley. Olajuwon rejected by Shaq. Picked up by Fisher. His head's on a swivel as he moves himself down the lane into the hole. What a play by Fisher.
I tell you what, little plays like that, Maurice Cheeks type of plays are really big. And that foul might go to Olajuwon.
It does.
And it could be his 5th.
He's got 5. What about this shot? He is now 4 of 12, speaking of Bryant.
You're just starting to get frustrated a little bit. Listen, he's 20 years old, and they have been on the road, so everything has been great. Right now, they're down, and so everybody's forcing the issue a little bit. I think they have to do a nice job of keeping everybody focused and play the way the Lakers have played over the last 6 or 7 games.
Both teams are shooting in the low 70s from the free throw line. Both teams are at 41.5% from the field. Spinning moves. Rejected by Bryant.
Great D. 2 great blocks in a row. One by O'Neal, another by Bryant.
And what a pass by Fisher to the slashing Ori inside, and a foul called on the Houston Rockets and on Matt.
Nice job by Kobe Bryant. And watch what he does here. He kind of takes a step back. You see that? Gathers himself so he can get up and block that hook shot. And let me tell you, blocking a hook shot from a guy with long arms is a tough thing to do.
What about the Rocket big men? They right now are looking at some pretty heavy foul problems. As Ori is at the line. And Kansas first, but that's the story there.
How about the Lakers, Kevin? How about the Lakers? Struggling a little bit, itching back into this game. This is an 8-point game with 5 minutes left. Barkley's fouls are the concern. I don't think they're worried about Olajuwon's or Antoine's calls, but Barkley's, that's a big concern.
Ori. Full court pressure by the Lakers, but I guess they're going to use him up against Shaq, huh?
Well, Net Barkley, he can't, but the other guys can't.
And that's what I was talking about. 89-82 Rockets. LA's on a little run of 6-0. Double teamed is Barkley. An illegal defense blown on the Lakers. So the big lead of 13 points for the Rockets has been cut in half. Barkley again. Rice looks like he might dig. Let's see. Yep, there he goes. Mack is left open. Back to Barkley. Will Fisher get down and double? He does. There he goes. Out it goes to Pippen for 3. What a play by the Rockets.
Wow.
What patience by the Rockets.
When they get the ball into the post at the 22-second mark, and Barkley dribbles, throws it out, they give it back, dribbles again. If you trap, Barkley's going to find the right guy.
Rice and Pippen has been annoying to him all night long. O'Neal shoved off balance. Ori grabs it as he climbs the glass. No look pass. Rice from Ori for 3. Rebound by Barkley. Number 21 he collects in his basket. And Barkley and Price knocked each other, and they go in separate directions.
Yeah, but I think Barkley went down. I'm not for sure, but I think Robert Horry may have hit him in the face or somewhere.
No blood, no foul.
Let's watch it again.
Yeah, you'll see the collision here with Price and Barkley, and that hurt Price. Now, Barkley's okay right there, but then I think the reach here by Robert Horry is what got Barkley.
Injury timeout. With Doc Rivers at Compaq Center in Houston, this is Kevin Harlan. The Rockets lead by 10. They trailed by 11 in the first half. This is the game reset, the foul situation, and the timeouts.
Well, you look at the timeouts, and they're fine right now.
Let's go to Scott Hastings.
Guys, what happened, Price and Barkley just kind of knocked heads a little bit. Price got a little cut in the mouth. He's okay. Barkley over the sideline had a wet towel, a cool wet towel, and some ice placed on his head. But he told the trainer, Keith Jones, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm going back in.
Boy, I tell you, I would never want to bump heads with Charles Barkley.
What beautiful strategy has been dictated tonight by Coach Rudy Tomjanovich.
Yeah, really has done a nice job because in this game, Olajuwon has become Scottie Pippen, where he just stands around, he's not getting a lot of touches, and it's a good move because it's a tough score for Olajuwon with Shaq guarding him.
24-second shot clock violation. The initial shot by Barkley did not hit the rim, thus the violation. So it's Hakeem, Pippen, and Barkley, all bound for the Hall of Fame. Mack and Price are in there. Mack and Price have done more offensively for this team in this series than the two rookies, Dickerson and Mobley.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting if there's a game 4. What does Rudy do? Does he go back with his rookies, or does he start Mack and Price?
Olajuwon fronts O'Neal beautifully and gets the steal.
And as good as Price has been offensively, he's been better defensively.
Here's Pippen again. They're going to put Olajuwon in the post. Hey! Trying to maneuver. Shaq is there. Into Pippen. Throws it up. A wild shot.
You know what? He thought he was getting fouled. He thought that Glen Rice had fouled him, so he's throwing it up to try to draw something.
Here's the burst by Bryant. Outside. Dishing to Fisher for 3. Great defensive play. Again, handed in by Olajuwon. Price is on the move. Off to Pippen.
Good patience.
He's been there. On the left block, they station Barkley. What a shot by Barkley. He has taken this game by the throat and squeezed. 30 points for Sir Charles. Rice is short. Rebound by Pippen. We may be looking at game 4.
Rice in the fourth quarter has struggled in all the games, and it comes down basically to fatigue.
Rockets by 12. Barkley has had one of the great performances of his career, but that pass whistles behind a cutting Hakeem Olajuwon.
And you can see Olajuwon now just fighting. You know why he's doing this? He doesn't care if he fouls out at this point. He's just putting it all out on the line, and this was a huge rebound.
When you're holding on by your fingernails, when you're falling off the cliff, you've got to do everything you can to hold on, keep the grip. And that's what the Rockets have done tonight. Facing elimination, they have turned in their best playoff performance yet. They lead it 94-82. In the first 2 games, Doc, they counted on Rice and Bryant and especially Fisher, but tonight it's been very quiet on all 3 fronts.
Yeah, and it's been all Shaq. But I think one key here is when Olajuwon went out with foul trouble and Barkley went on Shaq, Barkley basically guarded him by himself or they were digging. So they allowed them, the other Rockets, to get back. It's the same thing basically that the Lakers did to the Rockets in the first 2 games. It's a reversal of fortune.
Pippen and Barkley have been great tonight. Here comes Bryant, who has struggled. Into Shaq and pushed out of his sweet spot by Olajuwon, but there goes Shaq, just hustling his way back in. It's loose, it's off the Lakers, and the Rockets have it.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, that went off of Hakeem Olajuwon, I think.
Full court pressure now employed by Bryant on the knifing Scottie Pippen, and Bryant knocked it away. Let's drop in on Scott Hastings.
That last time out, Kurt Rambis said, hey, we still got plenty of time. We do have to hit some threes. And obviously the play he drew up, he wanted to see the big fella Shaq and Glen Rice, kind of a pin down. The old fist play in Atlanta, Doc, sending Rice out to the three-point line.
Yeah, the problem is no double team again on Shaq and no shot for Glen Rice.
At the free throw line, Pippen, who puts in his 34th point tonight. Pippen and Barkley have accounted for the last 32 Houston points.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then you look at the three-point percentage, too. The Lakers or the Rockets are playing great defense.
Bryant cans a three from outside.
Well, never mind.
Yeah. That's a backpedal.
I guess they can make three still.
LA had missed their last 5 field goals. Trying to trap Scottie. Price is there.
What a luxury when your small forward can play your point guard position.
Wow. He can play 4 positions. Barkley outside. Hakeem left open because Shaq was in the middle, and the rebound is torn off the glass by Reed.
You know, it's really interesting because you wonder why Olajuwon's not making shots. It's because he's not touching the ball a lot. Basically the same thing Scottie Pippen has gone through.
Shaq up and down with the sledgehammer. 9-point game with less than a minute to play. Here comes the deceptive and elusive Price.
There's one guy who is not comfortable at all right now, and his name is Rudy Tomjanovich. The Rockets have lost games down the stretch with mental mistakes. Remember game 1.
Barkley. Rebound by Pippen, a shove by Fisher, and a separation by referee Ronnie Nunn.
No, they're not going to do anything.
Spoken like a guy who has seen this kind of combat before, huh?
This is called wolf cookie time. You can see it at the bottom of your screen.
They have called it a flagrant foul on Scottie Pippen.
It's a good call. It's a good call because he absolutely threw the elbow.
4 on Pippen. 38 seconds to play. Lakers trail by 9 in a game that had they won, they would have swept the series.
Mental mistakes. Flagrant foul. They make this, get it in, score again, and all of a sudden you're nervous.
Fisher hits the first. Enough time left?
Oh, it definitely is enough time left. You need to make everything, though.
Rambis wants a 20. Well, the best of 5 series, the Lakers in Houston. If they go to another game, it will be Saturday right here in Houston on NBC. And then Doc and I will be back out at the Great Western Forum if Game 5 is necessary next Monday night on TNT. We'll take us inside the huddle and talk about Kurt Rambis and what he is saying to his Lakers.
Well, what he would love to do is get a three-point shot. So the way to do that, coming out of bounds play, you can draw it up as a set, or you go into Shaq and hope they trap. Now, if you're Rudy Tomjanovich, you're telling your guys, hey guys, Glen Rice is on the court. You're probably going to bring in a Fox. I wouldn't be surprised to see Harper, Fisher. Don't leave your guys. Foul Shaq if you have to, but we're not going to trap. It would not be a smart thing to trap Shaquille O'Neal right now. If he scores 2, that's fine. If they scores 3, then that's something else.
And Doc, the three-point shooting for the Lakers tonight has been almost non-existent.
Yeah, 4-19, not shooting them very well.
Fouls to give none. Timeout situation. For both teams, Fox, Bryant, O'Neal, Fisher, and Rice are in there for the Lakers. Bryant from 3. He just buried one moments ago. The rebound by Mack. Outside to Price, and a foul call. This is on Fisher.
You know what's interesting? Scottie Pippen is guarding Kobe Bryant on that last three-point shot. And Pippen didn't even challenge it because Kobe Bryant was almost in our lap when he took that shot. I'm sure Pippen was thinking, it's no way. That almost went in.
Here's Sam Mack. They traded for this kid midseason from Vancouver, and tonight from the free throw line 1 of 2. But his range has opened up so much below for the Rockets.
Yeah, it really has, and that was a great, great trade.
has Houston points by someone other than Pippen and Barkley was a three-point shot by Price halfway through the third quarter. And that is still an active note.
Yeah, that's called dominating with two guys. And, you know, that's what the Rockets have done throughout their run. It's been with two guys. The problem is it's never been all three.
32 points consecutive until that one right there. And, Doc, in the open of the show, you said the big three had to come, and they did.
Yeah, they really did.
Rice for the three. The miss right there. The tap-in try by Bryant won't go. Shaq can't hit. You know things are going bad when Shaq can't get a tap-in. It's a big night on Inside the NBA. Coming up next, they'll talk about San Antonio's big Game 3 win in Minneapolis. There's another foul call. This is on Fox.
Avery Johnson, David Robinson, and Tim Duncan does it all the time. But David Robinson, big game tonight. And not just offense, but doing the other things.
Indiana beating Milwaukee and taking that series 3-0.
Yeah, we both liked Indiana coming into this playoff series in the East, and they're showing basically what Larry Bird was concerned about with that team was that they didn't play the regular season the way they were going to play the playoffs. They're starting to play.
Tino Mobley at the free throw line to join Bob Lawrence with Kenny, the Jets. I guess here it'd be the Turbo Jet since Turbo is the mascot of the Rockets, but the Turbo Jet. Kenny like this win, the former Rocket he was.
It's his daughter's birthday, and I think that Kenny said that he promised her a win. I don't know why he did that since he's not playing.
Here's Shaq, and he's held by Barkley. And Gary Payton is their special in-studio guest. Now, tomorrow night on TBS, you'll see Atlanta-Detroit. And Atlanta leads that series 2-0. New York, the 8th seed, is on top of number 1 seed Miami 2-1. And Sacramento, a low seed, on number 3 seed Utah 2-1. As Shaquille O'Neal was just slapped with the tee, and they'll go to the other end where Mac will throw up a free throw.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you why Shaq got that foul, or that technical foul. And I'm going to agree with him a little bit. I think Shaq has been murdered tonight. I mean, they've been pushing him, grabbing him, holding him. The key is he gets a technical, but he doesn't do anything stupid as far as throwing a punch or anything like that. So he's keeping his control, and that's important because obviously they need Shaquille O'Neal.
And Darrell Walker will also be in studio tonight on Inside the NBA.
And talking about hacking, Darrell Walker.
Yeah.
My goodness. That guy can foul with the best of them.
I'll tell you what, Michael Jordan had a lot of friends in Chicago, but two of his best buddies, some of those late championship team with the Bulls, with Darrell Walker and Trent Tucker.
Yes. Trent Tucker because he made open shots. Darrell Walker because in practice he fouled Michael so much that when the game started it wasn't a big deal for Michael anymore.
If I'm not mistaken, Darrell Walker is from Chicago.
He's a Chicago guy.
Like you are.
And for Scott Hastings, he's an Arkansas guy.
And a foul called for the 5th time on Fox. Pippen and Barkley, guys that are in the top 50 all-time in the NBA, have lived up to the hype as this Rocket team was eye-to-eye with elimination. A loss and they were gone, but they've come up with a gutty win. And when you're winning, you can be like Charles and talk to Shaq and say, what do you think now?
Yeah, but the problem is they still are eye-to-eye. You know, they're still down 2-1, so they have to win again. Now, Scottie Pippen, people have been on him. He got a lot of attempts tonight. So what do you do in Game 4? Scottie Pippen gets attempts, the Rockets win. Interesting.
It's funny, Barkley is talking to O'Neal there when it was Jack Nicholson talking to Barkley at the end of Game 2.
Yeah. Things change quickly in the playoffs. You know, when you look at it, the Lakers held serve. Now, all the Rockets have to do is hold serve, and then you have a Game 5 situation.
Bryant with the 3, rebound by Price, and that'll do it. Price has stolen the show along with Pippen and Barkley. In a game where elimination was on their doorstep, the Houston Rockets have come up big, and their Hall of Fame trio did the job. 102-88. The Rockets win it. Let's go to Scott Hastings.
Well, I'm with Scottie Pippen and Charles Barkley, and you can imagine hugs. I don't know about you, Charles. Start with you. Got a black guy, got hit in the face late. Is this a true champion? Was this a gut check of a championship team?
Well, we just got our butts kicked last game, Scott. We came out and played. We got to a slow start. That's the thing that I was happy about. We didn't fold under pressure because they got off to a really good start. Scottie was awesome tonight. Brent Price was awesome tonight. Sam Mack gave us a big lift. Hey, man, they're good. And they have played terrific the first 2 games. And we just got to hang in there.
A lot of people have been saying a lot of things in the papers, on the radios, on the TV. Scottie Pippen's gone. You kind of answered him tonight.
You know what? I don't even listen to that bull crap. You know, I just come out and play. I give a lot more to this team than just scoring. But tonight, I really asserted myself. I came out. I was aggressive. I knew if I was going down tonight, I was going to have an empty gun.
Now going back for Game 4, you got to have the similar philosophy. You've got to go after. You got to be aggressive offensively.
Well, I have to be aggressive. I know they're trying to put Kobe on me and harass me in the backcourt, but our game plan was to sort of make me go down court, post up, and take advantage of him because I know that I can post him up. I mean, he's very active, but I'm going to be aggressive.
Now defensively, how important was this guy right here shutting down Shaq, especially that third quarter?
Charles played big. I mean, he stepped up. He wanted the challenge of guarding Shaq, and he said let him have him, and he did a good job. I mean, it's tough for Shaq to score on Charles because of his ability to push him off the box.
And what do you think? You got 400 pounds on you all night.
Shaq was unsociable tonight. I was asking him, right then, I was asking if he wanted to stay at my house because they gave up their hotel rooms. And I asked him if he wanted to stay at my house tonight since they don't have a place to stay. And he wouldn't say yes. He got mad at me. I was just trying to be a good neighbor.
Your thoughts on Game 4? You excited? You guys got a life now.
Well, we got to take this momentum. Our crowd was terrific tonight, and we got to build upon that. All the pressure is on us. They did what they had to do at home. We got to come out and play the same way Saturday.
Chuck, thanks a lot. Scotty, appreciate it. Good game. Let's go back over to Kevin.
Scottie Pippen with 37 points, a career playoff high. Houston is still alive in the playoffs with the win tonight. Down 2-1. Our producer, Mike Burks. Our director, Lonnie Dale. Special thanks to Pat McGrath, Tom Yohe, Wayne Fiddleman, and Scott McGrath. Inside the NBA is next. Now for Scott Hastings and Doc Rivers, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long from Rocket Houston, where the Rockets beat the Lakers 102-88.